Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansell. And with you today is
Jaimie Filer,
Zach Bender,
Pawl Gonzalez.
And this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
All right, here we go. Back in the basement. Jaimie, you're back again.
I'm back again.
You're back again.
Back here forever.
We've assembled like a pretty solid like Mount Rushmore of What You Into horror today.
Yeah, it's it's Voltron, scary, spooky Voltron.
Yeah, we're bringing it all together.
Jet's the head.
Jet's definitely the head.
Takes dog Jet is definitely the head. She's taking a nappy nap. But
She's
a nappy nap head.
She's definitely the main line. She's
got the best
she's
head
Black
at Isle
Lion.
of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's badass.
100%. Back with us today, Zach Bender. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Woo, pretty good. I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Fourth time on the podcast. Woo! Thank you again for having me so much. I love being here.
Hell yeah, dude. Stoked to have you back. And of course, Pawl Gonzalez. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me back. It's my fifth time, right?
Fifth time.
Fifth?
5 golden podcasts. I don't know. We don't have enough.
Five rings
It
to rule
seems to
them
be
all.
like all like wrestling references. So like the Booker T, five time. Can you dig it?
Yeah. So right now, let's see. We got So right now, the 2 spot is you get into the Double Deuce from Roadhouse. The 3 spot is the Dale Earnhardt Club. 4 spot is the 4 Horsemen, and now 5 spot, five-time champion.
Five-time champion.
All right.
Five-time
If you
podcast.
come on the show 5 times, you got to hit a spin-a-rooney on the show.
Oh God, I won't hurt myself trying to do that.
Before we get into today, just gonna do some quick housekeeping here. You know where to find me on Instagram at NeoNo1. That's where my link tree is at. You can find Jaimie on IG as well. Jaimie_Filer. Pawl is beard_of_Pawl. And that's PAWL.
Pow.
Pow. And you know where you can find Bender at over there. He's on IG at uncle_analog and also at couple of creeps_ multiple underscores.
Just one, I think.
Just one
hope.
score?
If
Okay.
you type in couple of creeps, it should come up, but it is the one with the underscore. We got locked out of our other account.
Fair enough. Well, what's going on with the creeps right now, man?
The creeps have taken a very long hiatus. I think the last time I was on the show, we were still hadn't come out with anything new, but we have a brand new video recorded. It just needs to be edited and uploaded, so that is coming. Hopefully that will be up by the time this podcast is out.
Nice.
So if you're listening to this, please go to YouTube and type in Couple of Creeps and watch our brand new video on Trash Juice, which is an independent feature that was sent to us by a fan of the show or whatever. He made his own movie, and it's all about like heroin, and there's they give somebody an enema with a vacuum cleaner, and
As you do.
Guy kills himself on camera. It's cool. It's it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's what we watch. That's what we do.
Vacuum
We watch it
cleaner
so you
enema.
don't have to. So check out Couple of Creeps.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. I feel like I owe you a drink for that. So,
That's right. So if you've never watched Couple of Creeps before, it's fun. And again, they do watch the shit that will fuck you up and give you PTSD. So you don't have to. Just can you think of of everything that you two have sat down and watched? Like, is there anything that is the wildest thing you've ever seen? Like,
God.
is there anything that you would give the grand championship to?
Okay. I will. I'm gonna just preface this with like a huge, like probably trigger warning, or like if you don't want to hear something disgusting, like skip ahead a little bit. But I will give you a maybe top 5 things that we've seen happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie called Regurgitated Sacrifice where a woman gets a tarantula sewn into her vagina. Like they put it inside of her, and then they cut her open and they strangle her with their own intestines and puke on her.
That's a trip.
Yeah, there's the granddaddy of like Serbian film is a pretty accessible one, so to speak. But in that, the guy rapes his own son and then kills a guy with his boner.
What the fuck?
There's a movie.
I've seen that. I'm not proud of that either.
yeah. There's the August Underground trilogy, which is pretty rough. There's some necrophilic. God, I'm sorry. Trigger warning. There's necrophilic child rape in it.
Jesus Christ.
So like, it's bad. And then of course I've met the director, and he's like a really nice guy. I've seen glass covered dildos being inserted into. There's a movie called Hunters where a girl gets shot in the, and then vagina, and then it comes out her head, and like.
What the?
That's the kind of stuff we watch. So if you don't want to watch that and you want to see me and my wife talk about it instead, watch Couple of Creeps.
Have you two ever thought about maybe reviewing Two Girls in a Cup?
No.
Tank's like, we're already canceled.
Oddly enough, that's like
vanilla compared to what he wants.
I guess so, yeah.
yeah, right.
I don't know. Anytime shit's involved, I don't know how vanilla it is after that.
We try not to watch extreme porn.
Well, no, just cut the sex out. Just put the shitting in a cup part. I just feel like that's the...
I guess maybe
the sex was really lame in it. I was just like more like, well, they're pooping in a cup and now they're vomiting on it.
It's so weird because like the whole point of the show is to like try to find sort of a reason for these movies to exist in the first place. Like, okay, you have all this really extreme content, but like, is there a story? How's it filmed? Is the production value good? Like, so that's kind of that's how we approach it. But we're also, as I've said on the podcast before, damaged as people now.
What would you say is the ratio of, what would you say is the ratio of finely crafted films that come out of this genre?
You really can hit like every, I would say like budget point.
Sure.
Like think about a movie like that came like Saw X, think about like the quality of the most recent horror movie you've seen or whatever. And I would say like the sadness hits that. And it's also like super extreme, like zombie movie, whatever, really scary because they're all serial killers. But then you watch something like August Underground, which for me personally is probably the most effective of the extreme horror because it's shot on video and it comes across like it's a VHS tape.
Like a snuff film or
like
something?
Like a snuff film. It's
Okay.
the closest thing to an actual snuff film that like you're going to find.
But that's on purpose, though.
It's on purpose, but like, some people... I used to kind of scoff at the quality of that because I'm like, I've seen better, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like part of the experience, so it's really effective. But then Trash Juice is a completely like independent feature that honestly looks like an 1.5 hour long YouTube video. So you really hit like every range of budget with these movies, but they mostly fall mid, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, once again, I'm not happy I saw this Serbian film. That had kind of decent production design.
It's great. It's filmed really well. The effects are great. The like filters on all the camera work they do is amazing. But then he's like raping his son.
All the other stuff happens.
And you're like, okay.
Well, you just the idea of like filmmaking. A lot of people are just trying to get their foot in the door. So obviously you are taking zero to very small amount budgets. And granted, then it kind of tends to, the smaller the budget, the more freedom you have to do what you're interested in. And so when you get into this extreme stuff, I'm like, you have to have a personality that's attracted to that. And
right.
Is it possible to find someone that would have a bigger budget available to them that's still attracted to that? And that's what their calling card is,
Yeah.
So it's a question.
I don't know how some of them get made.
Like again, like the person that you just reviewed, are they going to make a Hallmark movie, 2 years from now? You know what I mean? It's like, how does that work? Is that the goal to get into film like that? Yeah.
Jaimie, when you brought up the idea of like where that Venn diagram is between like which of these movies are quality and like shock, where it's checking both those boxes, it kind of reminds me of like deathmatch wrestling.
Sure.
Where there's like a bunch of like shitty fucking terrible deathmatch wrestling, like where it's like it doesn't really take talent to hit somebody and have it the light tube. But then if you get somebody like Onita versus Matt Tremont, it's like, oh shit, this is incredible. Like they're telling a story. There's a thing going on. There's a reason why this is happening. There is a reason for this extreme violence.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Well, especially in wrestling, the idea is that you want to build up to that so much that you actually make them care that they're because the audience knows it's fake, but then their brain is going, well, I don't know how fake this really is. So then you want them to care enough to care about the match, and as compared to just two shitty guys that can't really tell a story and they go out and beat the shit out of each other with real stuff, And that's a great analogy, Tank. That's
It really
actually,
is. I mean, for the movies we watch, that is sort of the spectrum is like two dudes just beating each other up or two guys telling a story while they beat each other up. And that's, we watch the whole spectrum of them.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to the craft. Like the wrestling, anyone that watches wrestling will be the first. I mean, like there is a legit craft.
Oh, yeah, for
like
sure.
The higher advanced people understand that and grasp that and use that to the highest peak. And whether or not they are just going out putting wrist locks on each other or fucking throwing each other through glass and nails, you know.
Well, it's theater in the round that's a mixture of like stunt choreography.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like you're doing this thing where you're performing every night, and sometimes in front of tens of people, and sometimes in front of tens of thousands, 100,000 of people. If you're on a show like a WrestleMania. You know, and it's just crazy to think about that, about having to perform in front of those people and like try to get people to come in and believe.
And the amount of athleticism too that goes
Yeah.
into it. These are jumping off top ropes, doing backflips, and crazy shit.
Yeah, and then be able to act on top of it to some level.
Well, yeah, even to coincide with the horror, the psychology of
Yeah.
understanding what your audience wants to see and what to give them and not to give them to keep them entertained, you know. And
Keep them interested.
yeah. That's the one thing about wrestling, because everybody would always get mad. You know, you always want your guy to win. But the thing that people don't realize is if your guy always wins, he's not going to be your guy.
There's no
like
story.
you're not
It's
going to
gonna
like
get
him.
very
You're not-
boring real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same with film. Like, you know, you got to have those twists. Otherwise, it's the same damn. It's a Marvel movie after a while. It's like, yep, we know
Yeah,
what's
for
happening.
me, it's like I've now I'm getting desensitized to like I can only see so many severed dicks in a movie before I'm just like,
Is there like how many dicks do you think you could go before you're just like, this is a boring film?
I mean, really,
if it was like a weird Japanese samurai film where a guy just decapitated like 30 dicks in a row, it would.
yeah, I'd just be
think
like,
you
kind of
just
like,
don't care?
whatever.
I'd still watch it though.
Yeah.
I hope
sounds
I'm never
fun.
in a situation where I get my dick cut off, because I feel like I would have I would have like bad dick death. You know, like sometimes they do that, like Mexican drug cartels, like they chop your dick off, put it in your mouth, and I just feel like
Oh, I've seen that happen.
and
in
like
the movie.
yeah.
Like, whoa, buddy.
And I just feel like I'd have like a really sad dick. Like I don't want some cop to come along and be like, "Look at this fucking guy." It's like, oh man, this is not the way I want to go out.
True.
It's not how I want to be remembered.
I mean, that's a good goal. You know, it's a good goal not to go out that way.
Not to go out with your own dick in your mouth. Well, let's transition.
Let's transition. And thank you for. I'm sorry to open the podcast with such horrendous talk about the things that I watch with my wife, but thank you for giving me some time to talk about the show.
Oh, no problem. Your show is something that, again, every time I tune in, I love the commentary of like you two talking, making fun of it, going in depth about like there's a nice balance there between like humor and actual reviewing the film, and also just being grossed out by things.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And yeah, man, it's good. So yeah, check it out,
Thank you.
especially if you're into horror and you're enjoying this series, and maybe you want to go a little deeper in the pool.
But you don't want to watch it yourself.
Yeah.
And the pool is full of severed dicks.
Yeah.
It sure as hell is.
dipping your toe into a severed dick pool.
That's a visual, Paul. Thank you. Me and Tank, as visual artists, now are just
Yeah.
like screaming in our heads from that up.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing like Scrooge McDuck's money bin, but it's just all dicks instead of money.
I know what fan art I'm making now.
There you
Sweet.
go.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You got it. So what are you guys doing for spooky season, man? Like, what's? I know we kind of talked before we got on mic, and I think we're all kind of having a very similar experience of our significant others are taking over the house and decorating.
Yeah. So I got like 18 pumpkins on my front porch now, and just a bunch of fake pumpkins inside our house. And she does all the decorating, like you just said. Like she just took over, and I just woke up one day and I was like, "Hey, it's a lot more orange than it was before."
Are they carved, or are they just straight
No,
pumpkins?
not carved.
Are you going to do any carvings?
Yeah, my buddy Jason has a pumpkin carving party every year.
Sweet.
I'm pretty sure I haven't missed it yet. I think it happens later. I have to go on Facebook and check again or talk to him. But yeah, every year he has a pumpkin carving contest, or not contest, a party. And I go and carve a pumpkin as best I can. It normally looks like shit because I'm terrible with art and stuff like that. But
Do you have a go-to? Like, I mean, do you have like a go-to face that you?
I try to make like a ghost kind of like image, like mostly just something simple, like I guess we'll talk about it. And the first Halloween, we just Michael Myers is wearing, that like just cape, like that hood over him, and that's it. Like that's kind of what I do, because like again, I am dog shit at art, so I do my best not to fuck up the pumpkin. So I do very simple shit like that.
Love carving pumpkins. Total tradition.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Alyssa and I have been, the last couple years maybe, we've carved pumpkins while watching the WNUF Halloween special.
Oh yeah.
Which is fucking great. I love that. And again, she's decorated the whole living room, and it glows orange at night, which is amazing. And
that's pretty fucking
and
cool.
Spooky season for us is very much, we watch horror all the time,
Right.
so we have to, much like Christmas, we have to tailor our watching to specifically horror movies that take place on Halloween. So we have our watch list of Halloween and Something Wicked This Way Comes, and this year Lady in White, which was a crazy experience I told you guys about.
Yeah, I can't wait to go watch it.
And of course, I have to get into the children's movies with Hubie Halloween and Hocus Pocus. We always watch on Halloween, and so it's great. We've gotten more and more trick or treaters every year, so that's always fun to
Nice.
prepare for.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah.
Cool. Do you guys are you guys doing like any kind of like daily movie thing for the month?
I am. I'm doing the 31 Nights of Halloween, so every
Cool. How's
single
that going?
day. I mean, I'm sticking with it right now. Sometimes I'm a day behind because I don't get home from work till like 12 in the morning sometimes, so I'm kind of a day behind. But yeah, I mean, it's a new movie every day. I haven't seen anything today, but once I get home, I'll put on something. Probably Lady in White.
Yeah, it's worth it. Tubi, hit it. Are you guys dressing up? You got costumes picked out? Come on.
I do
come
not.
on.
Yeah, my girlfriend does. She's going as what's that guy's name? The Barbie movie, Michael Cera's character. I think his name's Alan.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alan.
she's dressing up as him.
Hilarious.
I'll be at work.
Oh, we're doing a silent disco.
Oh,
and,
really?
Oh, cool.
We're
Where at?
going as Reagan and Father Marin.
Oh,
nice.
cool.
Sick.
Because it's Exorcist 50th anniversary this year.
yeah.
So
Nice.
Fucking
we're
really
doing that.
God.
Perfect.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, we talked about this on a recent episode. Me and Jaimie did. How we just forget the plan, and then we had to like throw something together.
The worst. Yeah. It's like I got like extra mask and shit just hanging out. So I'm always like, I'm just going to get that cheap 1950s Wolfman mask that I wear all the time and just put that on. It's
Yeah, it
fine.
works. Hey,
Yeah.
it's
Better
just-
than
it-
nothing.
The tradition is dressing up. You
Yeah.
know?
It's
Yeah.
fine.
You got to throw something on.
It's great.
Yeah, I got like I said on the last episode, I got a luchador mask collection. So when in doubt, break the glass, grab a luchador mask.
There you go.
And we're set to go.
I don't know if I asked you this, Tink. Is there like one that you prefer?
Well, okay. Are we talking about for the pageantry, or are we talking about for being able to actually speak?
Well, that's because some masks go all the way over your mouth,
Yeah.
and then you can't drink, you can't
can't
eat,
do shit.
you can't do nothing.
Yeah,
and they are very. I don't like those masks. I have a couple
neither.
luchador masks like that, and it's like, oh Jesus, I can't breathe.
So one thing that I learned when I first started doing roller derby, and listener back in the day, like I wanted to wear a lucha mask when I announced for two reasons. One, I wanted something that was distinctive and had a bit of pageantry to it, a bit of flair. It stood out. But two, I was also really worried about public speaking, and I didn't want people to recognize me if I sucked. And so that's why I started wearing them. And then it turned into a thing where like every bout I would have a different mask and I had a rotation. And as I figured it out, I figured out that like the mask that sucked to wear anything over your nose and especially anything over your mouth. Yeah. So very quickly I learned like if you're covering your airways, it's a pain in the ass. And especially if you're trying to talk into a microphone, not all of your breath comes out. So when you're trying to speak words, it kind of muffles it and creates a weird, like it doesn't sound right. So I would look for wrestlers that had open mask designs for my announce wear. But for my stuff that I collect and I love my Juice and Thunder Liger mask. It's hands down my favorite mask of all time. Listener, Google Juice and Thunder Liger. You'll see what I'm talking about. His whole gimmick is he's like a Japanese superhero. Very much like kind of Ultraman inspired, but like kind of like a mix between like an Oni and an Ultraman.
Yeah,
is the best way to describe
cool.
it.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it once or twice, and it is pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Also, he now makes his own Godzillas.
Really?
Like toys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like tied to that new movie coming out from Toho. I was like, that's sick.
No.
Oh, okay. No, he just makes toys. Which is also fucking sick. I got
Godzilla
Godzilla
builds in
toys.
little Godzilla models, which is cool. I found that
That's
online.
cool.
I was like, dude,
Mad at that. Yeah.
like I was like,
Is
Juice
this something
Thunder-
that you have to own one day, Tank?
Dude, if I could get a Juice and Thunder Liger made Godzilla, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is what it's like when worlds collide. It'd be so awesome.
Wow, Power Man drop. Holy fuck.
Well, look, guys, let's celebrate the reason why we're all here. We're here to talk John Carpenter today. So, listener, I just want to say this at the beginning. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. All right? So if we get to a movie that you haven't seen, you don't want ruined, jump ahead 5-10 minutes. And then also, we're not going to talk about everything in the discography. Or in his filmography. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but we're not going to hit everything because it's a fucking list, boys. Shit's long. And this list is long enough.
And we
as
can
it
go
is.
through I can spend hours on like The Thing.
Yeah,
So.
easy to do.
Yeah.
Well, and before we jump in with the movies, let's talk about this. So Carpenter's known for a lot of things, and first and foremost, he's known as a director. He's a writer of some of the greatest horror movies of all time, but he's also a composer, and he makes music. And Carpenter did a lot of the music for his own movies, and that transitioned into him like starting to release solo stuff, like the Lost Themes album, where he just started like doing his own themes that weren't attached to any movies. And now that's translated in like a full-fledged band with. There's another person in the band with him. It's Cody Carpenter and then Daniel Davies. I'm not sure how Cody Carpenter's right. I don't know if it's his son or what, but yeah. But now they're a trio. Are any of you guys fan of Carpenter's music?
I've never sat down and listened to him other than the times I've hung out here, and like you were playing one of his finals earlier, right? And that's the only time I've ever actually listened to his music. But no, I've never actually sat down and listened to it, or driving my car listening to music. Never actually put on a record from him.
I definitely feel like it's a lot more. It's almost. I'm sure we'll get into it more in the show, but like a Carpenter movie almost isn't a Carpenter movie without his music.
Agreed.
You know, because he does score so many of his own films, so he brings that distinct flavor to his movies, which further drives home what kind of that it's his film you're watching. And, hot takes, Alyssa's not here today, but she likes to say he's a better composer than he is a director sometimes. But
I mean, soundtracks make the movie, man, and he's really good at it.
He is good at it.
No, I'm a very big fan of synth music anyway, and soundtracks, trip hop. Like I like a lot of music that doesn't have lyrics or anything like that, and just like lets your brain kind of create. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of his solo albums, and definitely I have quite a few of his movies are just downloaded on my phone, the soundtracks too, and I just listen to them whenever.
I think the Halloween theme is the Halloween theme. I mean, he made that song, and I associate that song with not just the movie, but the time,
the
of
actual
the year.
holiday,
the holiday. Yeah,
no, the thing is so damn iconic.
It really is.
Yeah, it definitely emotionally grabs you when you hear that song. Like you instantly, it triggers in your brain. Like, oh, Halloween. Like you know exactly what it is, and it also kind of it's very tense and racing, and like dun, 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 dun,
And I feel like even like a person who's never even seen Halloween would know what that theme is and where it's from.
Just in the zeitgeist of pop culture. I think somewhere it connects to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. It's like that, and it's like we were talking about the last episode, where like that thriller, This Is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas, like that, like those songs that just become ingrained as part of the season, and you just instantly recognize when you hear it.
Monster Mash.
Yes. Yeah, man, and I really like the impact that Carpenter's had on synthwave, because there's a lot of bands now that listen to Carpenter Brute. I mean, like literally their name after him. Mega Drive, Gunship, Power Glove, like all these bands that have taken influence from Carpenter and like video games and other synth-based stuff, and they're making really cool music now. I dig this shit.
Yeah, I really dig Carpenter Brute. I listen to that guy quite often.
Yeah, really, really good. Well, okay, guys, so we're going to jump in with the first one here, and as we talked about in the precursor, we all didn't really have much to say about it, but I got to hit it just because of its importance. Dark Star, released in 1974. He was director, writer, producer, and composer for it. It's a science fiction comedy with Dan O'Bannon, who goes on to be the writer for Alien, and it had a budget of $60K. They started it when they were in film school, and they eventually released it as a feature.
I'm sure I'll check it out one day, but I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, and this is really the only reason why I want to see it is just because of the Dan O'Bannon connection, where it's like, hey, it's Carpenter and it's the guy who wrote Alien, and I'm like, I should see this. At
Right,
some
and
point.
just see like probably like it's probably like an actual indie movie, like maybe a budget of 60,000. Like it can't look that good, but
No.
I want to just see what he can do with it.
I've watched scenes from it.
Oh, okay.
And it is.
I've
It's
heard it's
definitely
bizarre.
that would be the best way to put that. It just feels like a weird sci-fi movie. It's in space. There's a spaceship. There's an alien. The alien is not what you think of as an alien. It's like it's like a round. I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like a giant tomato.
Kind of, yeah, like a black
kind of.
tomato.
Oh,
like
it's
the
it's-
killer tomato.
Killer tomato.
Yeah,
Killer
it's
tomatoes from outer
very
space.
like that, for lack of a better term. It's a very like. From the things I saw, I never went like, oh, I got to see that. But I kind of with Tank, it's like, well, it is on the bucket list one day to just say I have saw.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Beyond the Black Rainbow?
I don't think so. Is that the same guy who did Mandy? Or am
Yes.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
I have, and I would imagine that if you, listener, have seen Beyond the Black Rainbow, it is similar in style to Dark Star.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
fair enough. Well, I'm adding both these onto the list at this point. then.
Yes.
Well, okay, let's transition to a movie that we have seen. So, Assault on Precinct 13, 1976. Carpenter is director, writer, and composer. I dig this movie. This movie is gritty as fuck. It reminds me a lot in the same kind of grittiness of like The Warriors, where I'm not really sure who's safe and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because very early in this movie, they pull out the brakes and they're like, we're going to shoot a kid in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck.
sick.
And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, I guess
that.
the brakes are off the car now.
I had only just seen this movie a couple weeks ago. I watched it in preparation for the show. We found it. I think it's free on YouTube.
Nice.
I think.
Okay, cool.
But anyways, I'd never seen it, and one of the things that really struck me about it was the score. You know, as soon as the movie starts and that doom 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 comes in, and you're just like, oh, this is fucking dope.
Dun, 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 dun.
How a pro wrestler does not come out to that somewhere. I'm amazed.
Yeah, I know.
Such a badass song.
That's true. But I really liked like the minimalistness of like the killers and shit. I thought a lot of the scenes where they're just driving in the car aiming at people was like really scary in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did one thing I noticed that I thought was really cool. Have any of you ever seen Last Shift?
Yeah.
Maybe Last Shift. Okay, so Paul's seen it. We talked about this earlier. You haven't
I
seen
don't think
Last
so.
Shift?
No.
Assault on Precinct
fucking cool.
13 is basically, now that obviously came first, but watching it, I was like, oh, the director of Last Shift basically made Assault on Precinct 13 just with ghosts instead of killer dudes. It's like the same fucking movie. Closing police station, one guy, like, staffing it or whatever. So, I mean, if you like Assault, you should watch Last Shift.
Yeah, and it's definitely.
It seemed a bit more bloodier too on Last
A little bit
Shift.
more bloody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's newer. So
I think you can also compare Assault on Precinct 13 to like Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight or Night of the Living Dead, where it's the idea where it's like it's a fortress or it's a building, and our good guys, our protagonists, are inside the building, and then they're surrounded by the bad guys, and the bad guys are trying to get. And it's the Alamo, they're trying to survive with some really fucking shitty odds.
Well, I don't know the name of it. There's a Western with John Wayne that Carpenter openly says that this is the idea is taken from. It's kind of like, some kind of old town sheriff and there's the outside people. This is like the first time too. One thing I love, like Carpenter's one of my gods of direct. I love his movies and for a lot of reasons. But one thing I really love, and this is like the first time I noticed it, is like, we have a black police officer and a white convict that like shouldn't like each other, but they work together. It's like
They're forced into a situation where they have to.
yeah, and it's just like they treat each other like as equals by the end, and it is like there's a lot of undertone. Again, we were talking about this earlier, whether or not it was on purpose at the time of making the movie, but I feel like Carpenter is like far more realistic with putting those elements together and like blue collar people and how like in those situations like people can work together for when they're faced with insane odds against them. But
Just on the basis of survival. Like,
yeah,
even
yeah.
if we don't
It's
like
just
each
like,
other.
yeah, it's just like you're a cop, I'm a crook. We're different races of people. Like they have so many things they could play up against each other, but they're
We
like,
wanna
those
walk-
people suck, and we got to survive. Good luck.
I do like that they made that killer the one who was being transferred. He's supposed to be like some big serial killer almost. That's kind of what they.
Yeah, he's definitely not a good guy.
He's not a good guy, but he's like the suavest dude in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you can't help but like him, and he's
a likable scumbag.
Yeah,
he is very much a likable scumbag. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the.
He's got like the slicked back hair.
He's
like,
pretty.
he's like a pretty boy. He's like kind of Italian looking.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, what's going on? He's very suave.
It's also the thing too,
man,
though,
I
is
gotta check
like
out
they
this
wanted,
movie.
again, goes to that storytelling where like they wanted to build him up so much, so when you finally do see, like they do hand him a gun, you're like, okay, now it warrants this guy being able to take on a gang,
Yeah, it's a really cool movie. I really enjoy it, and it was one of those things where again, it just really shows like how in the mud Carpenter is willing to get with stuff, because it's just again there's just not a lot of rules. It's very brutal. It's a great flick. Listener, if you haven't seen it, go check out Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, great movie.
Let's get into what could arguably be Carpenter's biggest movie of all time. And that is 1978's Halloween, where he's director, writer, and composer for this. Zach, hot takes over here. You hate this movie?
This movie sucks. No, so Halloween, I have an interesting relationship with Halloween because you could say that it helped kick off my love of horror because it was really the first horror movie that I ever watched.
Okay, cool.
I talked about that on, I think, the first time I was on the show, but like I was in high school. I didn't start watching horror until I was in high school. And as a freshman, I went over to some friends' houses. We watched Halloween. We had a great time. Everybody was scared, whatever. And so, like, I have that experience that I still hold dear. But, like, is it a movie that I return to often? No. Is it a movie that I watch every Halloween? No. Like, it's just sort of fine. Rob Zombie's Halloween is actually way closer to me than Carpenter's Halloween. However, and we'll get to it.
Paul's expression of that was like,
we watched Halloween 2,
That's something.
Carpenter's Halloween 2, and I really enjoy them as a duo, like as a double feature. It's fucking great. So, but I mean, I don't know, Halloween is fine. I definitely will look at it as the icon that it is, and the slasher, like the proto slasher, whatever the benchmark that it is. But is it my favorite? No.
And it coined the term "final girl." So
really. I mean,
what's the woman? Carol Clover, I believe. She was like a Princeton teacher, like the college, university, Princeton. And she wrote a book called Men, Women, and Chainsaws. And she coined the term "final girl," and she got it from the movie Halloween. She was like, this is Jamie Lee Curtis is the final girl. So that's kind of where it also came from, a cultural impact as well.
very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a good book. You should give it a read if you like reading books. Yeah. Men,
my
Women,
wife
and
does.
Chainsaws.
nice. I actually just watched it again this morning. Like, I can watch it now and draw. I don't have to stare at every scene. I've seen it obviously enough.
It's like background noise. Yeah, I do sometimes with some horror
and
movies as well.
I knew this show was coming up, and obviously this is considered one of his most known movies. I like the movie. It's fine. I mean, it's good. It's not my favorite of his movies. I think even with slashers and things like that, it's not my favorite slasher.
Yeah, I'd much rather watch a Friday the 13th,
Yes,
honestly,
yeah.
over it.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of
Because I'm a gore hound. I like
well,
watching those
see,
kills
exactly,
too.
Paul. I'm kind of the who coined this, Tank? We were talking about this, like the rule that by the third movie you're not rooting for the hero anymore, you're rooting for the killer.
Oh, shit. I forget what that's from, but yeah, they talk about that in like one of the Friday the 13th
Yeah,
documentaries.
but I know I've heard you say it, and I'm kind of in that rule too. It's like by the third film when the silliness starts to come into the movie is where I'm having fun at that point. Like that is where
And I don't give a shit about these kids either. Like, they're meant to be cleaved by Jason, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and actually, the Friday the 13th. I know we're not talking about this, but I am going to say like that is one of the few movies where like the first one I really, really do enjoy as a serious like quote unquote horror film. Where with Halloween, I kind of like it when it gets a little bit out of that zone. But it's still a fine movie. It's a great crafted movie. The music's good. Michael Myers that is a scary human being, if that or
It's
shape, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the shape. It's beautifully shot. Dean Cundy shot it.
Yeah, the fall. I mean, everything looks good and it's crafted good. It just sort of, I don't know if it's
generationally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
My hillbilly comes out once in a while. But I don't know if it's just that it doesn't hit for that reason. Like it just
probably
skipped
the
me
same
by a
with
few
me too,
years.
yeah.
You know,
Like,
because I think of that like with Zach saying that he enjoys the Rob Zombie movies, and then there's nothing wrong with enjoying whatever you want to enjoy.
Absolutely.
But sometimes I'm like, well, that could be just because that maybe hit you at a different age where
Yeah.
you were wanting that, and what it gave you what you were looking for in a film at the time. You know,
I think a big gripe for me with Halloween, and this is something that I again was just talking about my wife with, is just that like it's set on Halloween, and that's like the most Halloween thing about it. It's not bursting with like decorations and like blah blah blah. You don't have that sort of feeling. You have the fall feeling in the film,
Yeah.
but not the Halloween feeling. It's really like a movie that
So even like the kids she babysits aren't even wearing costumes. If I
right.
remember
It just sort of like
correctly, yeah.
piggybacks off of
It's
the
just like-
holiday rather than something like Silent Night, Deadly Night that full on leans into Christmas.
Yeah.
You know,
But one thing I do like about Halloween is like since it is Halloween, it does give him the ability to roam the streets in the mask, and nobody
That's true.
and nobody
Yeah.
picks up on it,
Right.
like because he's dressed up,
He's just
and you can be whatever you want.
6'5"
And so
dude
it-
trick or treating.
Yeah, it's like the
Nothing
other
weird.
the other
kid.
364 days of the year. If Michael Myers shows up in your neighborhood at night wearing a fucking like, if there was a 6'2" man in a jumpsuit and a fucking white mask outside your house, you're probably calling the cops. You know,
you're right, yeah.
if this guy shows up on like you know like March 2nd, you're like, hey, I don't know what's happening, but it's like the one night of the year where he can get out and do his thing. I like Halloween. It's, you know, I'm agreeing with you guys on the fact that it's one of those things where would I put it in like my top 10 of all time? I don't know, just because I've seen like so much more since then.
Yeah.
But as far from like, it's beautifully shot. It's beautiful. Like the
Dean Cundy.
even the opening title card with just like the jack-o'-lantern flickering, and then you get the
slow
Halloween
pan into the jack-o'-lantern. Oh, that's
and
cool.
the music again. We talk about that. We see Carpenter here like using music in the score to heighten the tension, and a lot of scenes. These high-pitched synths. This, you know, and just really dialing home the fact that scary shit is happening and you got to watch out for stuff. Listening it, like watching it in surround sound is great. You really get that. I like the simplicity of the mask design with it, and also the idea of like the shape, which I think is an interesting thing. Before calling it Michael Myers, but like attributing it to like he's the shape, and the shape is just this very mysterious thing that, like, you know, and there's parts of the movie where like Jamie Lee Curtis will look and she'll see Michael Myers, aka the shape, and she'll see him, and then like she'll look back and it's gone. It's out.
Like the classroom scene, iconic.
Yeah.
She's kind of dozing out, she sees him, and then cuts back to her looking down, like whatever homework or whatever she's working on, and cuts back, and then boom, gone.
Yeah, and it adds in this thing with him that you kind of always question throughout the series with Michael Myers is like, is he a living man or is he something else? Like, is he supernatural or is he a human?
Well, especially the original ones, like they never gave that. You know, when they didn't give that answer, that was such a great thing. Like,
Yeah, like that's why, man, the Cult of Thorn trilogy is like where it really ruins Halloween for me. And he's like, no, a cult found him as a baby and then made him into this supernatural monster. It's like, no, he's just a madman. How about we just leave it there? You know?
Yeah.
He just wants to go around and kill people because that's what he likes to do. You know? The supernatural thing really makes me angry, and when they do that in Halloween Kills, that's what really sealed it for me on Halloween Kills. Like, I don't like this
Yeah.
fucking movie at all.
Somebody we haven't touched upon yet in this film, Donald Pleasance, and his dude, like he is
drunk Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, he is, and very much so. It's here's another thing I'm a sucker for. I'm a sucker for the Captain Ahab versus Moby Dick story, and that's totally what this is. Where Pleasance is Ahab and Michael Myers is Moby Dick.
And I think it's in Halloween 2 where you watch him truly become unhinged. Like, he steals a cop's gun, like, shoots at, like, he point. Like, we'll get to it in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where he truly becomes unhinged. You're like, Donald Pleasance is just yelling up a storm, and I think it's fucking hilarious.
Does Jamie Lee Curtis have the career that she does now without this movie?
No, I don't think so. I mean, her mom was what's
she's
her
a
name?
popular actress, yeah.
Yeah, she was the woman who gets killed in Psycho, in
Janet
the
Leigh.
shower scene.
Janet Leigh.
Yeah. So she had acting royalty, so she probably would have become famous no matter what. But maybe to the point where she is now without Halloween, I think the Scream Queen really, really, really launched her career. I mean, because she would go on to do, obviously, she's in The Fog, continue to do Halloween movies. She's in Terror Train, kept doing horror movies for a good amount of time before switching to more serious dramas and doing some silly comedies here and there. But no, I don't. Maybe I don't know.
She eventually ends up
I
in
don't
True,
think so,
in True
but-
Lies with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And now she's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Do I
everything,
think-
everywhere, all at once. That's right.
Do I think she would have this career? I mean, I guess you could say like she's like the first final girl, like we were talking about. So I feel
The
like she
Scream
was
Queen.
sort of she's like a major Scream Queen. So I feel like she's sort of set up by Halloween to have the career she had. You know, without this movie, would she have had it? Maybe, especially considering who her mom is. But this definitely got her started on the path, and there's no denying like the impact of the film on the genre as a whole and what everyone who was a part of it has contributed over the time.
Yeah.
I mean, and she is a very talented actress. Like, I mean, but the trick of talent is it has to be
She
in
won an
front
Oscar.
of people. Yeah, like
Yeah, but like if you
won an
watch
Oscar.
Everything Everywhere, she just acts like Jamie Lee
I know.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
mean, I
understand
love
that.
her, but like
Oh no, I love her too.
she just acts like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Sure, I don't know. Maybe it's just
I
a
think
give
it's
me.
like-
She's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck
Yeah.
it, here's a give me.
Well, and this is something we've talked about on the show before, is there becomes a point in every actor's life where they're just playing themselves. Like De Niro has just been De Niro for the past 3 decades.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and now Jamie Lee Curtis is,
Well,
is
other
doing
than The
that as well, where
Irishman, but
she's-
yes.
and we really are. I mean, again, like Hollywood especially is turning into a career that Ryan Reynolds is not going to come and not act like Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds. I
Jesus
mean, The
Christ.
Rock
When has
just
he never not done that?
The Rock is just a rock in every movie. I mean, and you know, again, like people can
Statham.
go, oh,
Every
Statham
movie.
is acting.
I'll do this.
I
Stallone.
know. I miss
Yeah.
the snatch
There you
days of Statham when he used to actually act.
I know,
miss those
right?
days.
But those days, I how much of that do you see now? You know, like a range of it is just not as given as it used to be. So I can kind of get when she acts out, you know, turns into just acting herself on a movie. I'm like, it's not too far of a
And I can
stretch.
get it. She's probably just old and tired at this point too.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just gonna show up wearing whatever I'm gonna wear. I'm just gonna be in your movie.
She lives her gimmick.
Yeah,
It's fine.
and
Right.
she's earned the right to do it.
I think you just convinced me Keanu Reeves might be the best actor in Hollywood because he's not always Keanu Reeves in every movie.
Oh, we say that all the time. Keanu Reeves is the
Keanu
best.
Reeves is amazing.
He's a national treasure.
He really does do different, like who he is.
Oh,
in,
I'm getting like flashbacks to the episode of Cody where he just went off for like 30 minutes on Keanu Reeves. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, let's just rebrand this podcast. We're going to spend the rest of the time talking about Keanu Reeves.
Keanu
actually.
Reeves.
Well,
Yeah.
we know what the summer episode for all of us are. Keanu Reeves. Retrospective.
Everyone ranking top one. I don't know.
Boys, I'm not against this idea. All right, let's transition over to The Fog, 1980. Director, writer, composer for this one.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen The Fog, but I've heard good things. Jaimie, you fucking love The Fog.
I fucking love The Fog. It's Pirate Ghost. Like, how would I not love Pirate
fucking
Ghost?
cool. Yeah, it rules.
They come to. Is it Maine? Is that?
No, it's Northern California.
It's in northern. Well, that
Yeah,
it's
it's,
like Maine on the west coast.
Antonio Bay, I think, is the name of the
Antonio
town.
Bay.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a
I
small
literally just
coastal
watched
town
this
in
2 days
Northern
ago.
California.
Yeah, I think it's Antonio Bay. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Tom Atkins picks up Jamie Lee Curtis, and you know he's just casually drinking a beer while driving.
Yeah, that's what
and I'm
you
like,
do.
and if I
Hell
do
yeah,
that,
dude.
that's a fucking problem. But Tom Atkins can do it. He's handsome, and he gets laid. Well, apparently
Tom
he gets laid with.
Atkins is a pussy magnet, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know
seen the
why.
he lays with fucking Jamie Lee Curtis.
I know,
So
like, he
apparently
picks up a
is handsome.
hitchhiker and
He's
she's
such a
just like,
stud.
yeah, I'll sleep with you. Like, all right, that's realistic.
You know
He's a
what?
stud.
If next time somebody
I got a place to stay. I'll sleep with you.
next time somebody hits me up with when was America great? That's when I'm like.
When Tom
19,
Atkins was on
1980
screen.
when Tom Atkins was drinking and driving and banging out Jamie Lee Curtis.
Thrill me.
When it was like, oh, this makes sense. Like this is
Yeah.
always something that
And
happens.
fighting Pirate Ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It is insane because I almost didn't recognize him because like a few years later he does Halloween 3 and he looked like he aged like 10, 15 years between the
It's all those
fog.
road beers.
Right. all the
So
road
many
beers
road
and
beers.
cigarettes. I'm just like, dude, you look like you aged 20 years. I almost didn't recognize him in
I
the
mean, it was
fog.
1980. He was definitely.
Yeah.
I was like, even
4
with my
packs a day
girlfriend.
and-
Right. I was like, with my girlfriend, I was like, this asshole looks like Tom Atkins. And I looked at him, I was like, holy fuck, it is Tom Atkins.
That's the double-edged sword of the roadies. Like they're great, but they will age you. So you got to be careful with how many you intake. All right. Let's go to Escape from New York, 1981. So one thing when I was like doing the research for this, Carpenter is director, writer, and composer. Guys, this fucking cast,
Dude.
Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, Donald Pleasance, Isaac Hayes, Adrienne Barbeau, who was in
The Fog. Yeah,
Yep.
she's the radio DJ.
Well, also wasn't she
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing? Nice.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Swamp
fuck.
Thing, baby.
Married to Carpenter
She
or
was
with
married
Carpenter
to-
for a while.
She's married too. Yeah, that's his ex-wife.
Yeah, ex-wife. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think Cody is their son.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
really?
for sure about that.
They had a kid together. I would imagine. I don't know for sure, but I would guess that Cody Carpenter of the band is him and Adrian's son.
That probably. I mean, that would be about the right area or
Yeah.
timeline. Yeah.
Yeah,
And one of the greatest character actors of all time, Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
Man, this movie fucks, boys.
Dude, Lee Van Cleef, that's my guy. I was so happy to see him in this movie. I forgot he was in this movie. I was like, oh, that's my man. That's the good, the bad, the ugly. That's my guy.
So this is the first time we get the relationship between Carpenter and Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell. I think
Yeah.
He's a goat, man. I
gun,
love Kurt
gun to my
Russell.
head, favorite actor of all time.
I ain't mad at that
Ooh.
decision. too.
I love
yeah.
Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell growing up. I remember like watching
Just a charisma magnet,
Well,
man. That dude's
yeah.
charisma out the ass. There's no way you cannot love the man every
Just a
time you see him
handsome
on
dude,
screen.
He's charming, but
Yeah.
he's not like.
Banging out Goldie Hawn.
in
like,
Overboard.
dude.
Well, and in real
In
life.
real life, yeah. It's like, Dad, I want to be Kurt Russell.
The man was so good at Overboard. Now he took it home with him. Like, he's amazing. Yeah. So the first time we get these two together, and like I'm a sucker for a post-apocalyptic story, but it's like this weird one where like the world didn't really implode, or it's like this weird police state in the future. New York gets turned into like a prison colony.
Yeah, it's a very much like kind of like Judge Dredd. You know?
Yeah,
It's
very
like a
Dredd-like.
mega city. Yeah.
Yeah. The president's plane gets shot down in New York, and they have to extract him, and then they send in Snake Plissken.
The man himself, and a convict, so he can clear his record or something like that, and
Yeah.
get out of prison. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the first like real anti-heroes in film that I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I can't really. I mean, nothing comes off the top of my mind right now. But that was when did this come out? 1980.
81.
81.
Yeah.
Wow, that's before the thing. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think, like, again, this kind of goes. I know that Carpenter was a big fan of westerns,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a western feel to so much of it. Especially again, like that whole idea of like we got to get a criminal. To some guy who's from a prison thing, he's this
Yep.
badass, and that's going to be the hero of the story. If I don't know if he took from any specific western, but it has those little nuggets of
Yeah.
it put into it. But then again, to modernize it to kind of the '80s audience, the western, especially at that time, was dead and far dead, and to make it into something more interesting.
Unfortunately for me, I watched Escape from New York recently again in prep for the podcast, and I will say this not just about this movie, but a lot of old sci-fi. I don't think sci-fi ages very well, and I wouldn't necessarily. I'm not saying that
These are the effects.
Escape. Yeah,
or-
it's just
oh,
like
okay.
anything that is kind of like that. It just doesn't age particularly well. So the movie doesn't hit me quite the same. I kind of thought it was a little boring. However, all the stuff about Kurt Russell, fantastic. I love Kurt Russell. All those points are valid. I mean, you can't beat an eye patch. You know,
You can. He looks so fucking cool.
but like, if you give me if you're like, hey, do you want to watch Warriors or Escape from New York? I'm gonna pick Warriors like every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
that's just where I'm coming from.
there is some definite slow burn parts in the movie. But speaking of Warriors, it also has that tension of Warriors where they're being hunted and like trying to outflank this entire
Yeah.
city of people. I one of the things that always sticks out to me in the movie is when you see like Isaac Hayes has like that convoy of cars, and they have like fucking mini
I
chandeliers.
do love that. I love that.
Yeah.
How sick is that?
It
like,
was- that was like
styling and
pimpin'.
profiling.
yeah, like when you become such a warlord, you can put like little mini chandeliers on the front of your cars. Badass.
I do think it's
That's a flex.
Did you just Zach? Did you just watch it like that was the first time recently?
No, I had seen it a while ago, but
while
I
ago.
needed a refresher, and
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
I watched it,
Yeah.
again, and it did not quite sit, or it just didn't impact me very much.
I always wonder if like, cause I've been getting into like 60s and 70s like old like black and white sci-fi films, and it's funny is because like their perception of what possibly the future could be is so
Yeah.
not what the future.
This
you know
is
what I
always
mean?
my thought.
You know what I mean? It's like nobody. Again, like you watch Escape from New York, and if we watching it through our kids' eyes still, our brain is remembering it when we were 10 watching it, and we didn't realize that, this little thing that I hold in my hand is going to tell me exactly what's going anywhere in the world right this moment. And it's interesting. Like, I would love to sit that movie down with my niece, who's like 13 and never seen it, and just have her watch it and see, because I'm sure she'd be like, well, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
like why would they just? Why would the president not call and tell them I'm by this building? And then
I think the tech thing is a really good point because one of the things I always think about, we talked. This is a great example of that, and Running Man we were talking about earlier off mic was a great example of this. It's in like these movies are like set like in the future and in the time of the 80s when they came out. It's like 2030 or 2040, something far flung in the future, and like all the computers are just like DOS prompt, like everything is just letters and numbers on screen. It's like black screen, and then it's just letters.
Like green too.
Yeah, everything's green. Because at the time they just could never think ahead that like we get to a point where we have like fucking iPhones.
Yeah.
That's like such a foreign concept to them in the 80s where it's like, oh yeah, this is just what computers are. It's like, like that's computers. Yeah. And everybody's smoking inside, which is another fucking crazy.
But I also relate to the idea that like you guys seeing it in the 80s or when you were younger and being like, okay, this is a conceivable, in your child mind being like, ooh, this conceivable future.
100%.
I can like relate to that idea of like watching something maybe in the 90s. Like, this is the only example of oddly I can think of right now, but there was a Disney Channel movie called Smart House.
I'm sure my wife has seen this.
Allison's definitely seen it. Yes,
Tosh
100%.
Mallory's in it. Tosh and Tia and Tamara Mallory. Anyways, Smart House is just, it's very much like, family moves into a house and there's all this like crazy technology, like a touchscreen oven and like a hologram mother and stuff like that. And, we don't have that now, but like I remember being very, very young. I mean, oh, what a cool house. What's so futuristic. Oh my God. And I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be like, wow, that is terrible.
I mean, sort of it came true. Like we got touchstage refrigerators,
So
not
some of it
ovens,
did.
but
But just very similar sentiment to like
I don't have a
how
holographic
Escape from New
parent,
York
though.
ages technology-wise.
I feel like technology is just so different. I mean, it just went such a weird way that I don't think anybody really kind of grasped. I mean, everybody just thought they put a jetpack on.
Yeah,
right.
We still don't have them.
But we have iPhones.
Easy accessible jetpacks. Why can't?
So
Why not?
it's just a weird thing. And again, as storytellers, it makes you wonder, like, is there a way that I have to basically explain out how this future telling is to make it make sense to a person who's going to watch it in 20 years, and whether that was even a thought or concern to them. I mean, doesn't even matter. I don't know, but
yeah, no, it's interesting across the board, just thinking of that whole thing of like what hits and what doesn't. You're talking 90s music. I think of Demolition Man because like there's some shit in Demolition Man that today it's like, oh yeah, it is kind of like that now. We're
the
like
VR sex thing.
Yeah. And like the whole thing of like swearing
That we
and
can
stuff.
do.
We're
Thank
like
God.
you get hit with like credits if you swear and stuff. And now there's like stuff where like you'll get banned from websites if you say certain things or whatever. Like there is this weird thing of the future where it's like, oh, you kind of got some of this right. Like this does kind of make sense. And they had stuff like self-driving cars, and it's like, oh yeah, I mean we're getting there. Like that's not far away.
I mean, do you think the 3 shells are coming, or
maybe? I mean,
we can only hope.
We
right?
can. I mean,
I'm still waiting on the Taco Bell restaurant.
Yeah,
like a full
when Taco
dining
Bell wins
experience.
everything.
I'm still waiting on that.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, man. Again, this is just—it's an interesting part of sci-fi movies. Sometimes they age poorly, sometimes it ages well, and then sometimes it's just like, man, fucking history really zigged when they thought they were gonna zag.
Yeah.
All right, let's bump over to Halloween 2.
Yeah.
So, Carpenter's an uncredited director on this. He's the writer, producer, composer. So, okay, I feel like this might be a good time to tell the story of... So, Halloween wasn't really supposed to be Halloween. Halloween was supposed to be like an anthology, where, like, basically the idea was Halloween existed, and then Carpenter and his wife wanted it to be this thing where it was going to be, like, more akin to Creepshow or like Tales from the Crypt, where it's like, hey, this is Halloween's the overarching name, but then each year you get a different movie that is based around Halloween, but it's a different story. And then the company that they made Halloween for was like, yo, we made fucking shit tons of money. We need Halloween 2. Michael Myers is back.
And he's
Let's
back.
make this happen. To kind of set this up. Zach, you were saying off mic, you recently saw this.
I think within the last week.
So
maybe within the last 4 days.
You want to be our guide on this one?
Guide. Oh my god, I don't know.
Or what are your thoughts? Because like one thing I will say, this movie tends to be panned a lot. People compare it to Halloween 1. They're like, this is dog shit. And Carpenter said like, I didn't really want to do it, but I did it.
Well, didn't want to write it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say I was probably wrong about the Adrian and Cody being her son. It's probably Deborah Hill, I think, who's the producer. I think they were also involved.
They wrote both movies together too.
Right.
They were a writing team for a minute there.
But anyway, I'm fact checking myself, even though I haven't looked at my phone. Halloween 2 for me, I thought was fucking great. Really? Whereas Halloween is not my favorite, I think the two films together as a double feature is a fantastic story. I love the immediate continuation.
Oh yeah, picks it right off.
I think that's something that is. It seems like it's not done as often anymore in films, but like. My wife and I also recently did like a Friday the 13th franchise marathon.
Cool.
And like you forget how connected those movies really are. Like up until like the 7th film, each film opens with a recap of the last film. And you're kind of, they changed
previously on Friday the 13th.
Kind of, yeah. They changed the characters or whatever.
Right.
There's other movies that are even more connected, but specifically Halloween 2, opens with the final scenes of Halloween, and then there's no jump forward. There's no 5 years later. It's just boom.
And now we're following Michael going through a house, and I think they're watching.
And Laurie's in the hospital.
Yeah.
And Donald Pleasance is fully unhinged, looking for Michael with the cops.
He gets a kid killed, and it's incredible. Because he's like, there's Michael Myers right there, and then you watch like a fucking car, just like run into him, and then fucking explodes.
Ben Schramer, R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah, that was supposed to be Jamie Lee Curtis's date before she had to babysit kids, and you watch that kid just eat shit.
He gets exploded. Yeah, I agree. I do think this is cool where like Donald Pleasance does become unhinged and like really takes the next level. But what you guys were talking about with the whole recap stuff, so I was recently reading about something, and they were explaining why this happened is because at the time when movies would have sequels, you wouldn't have access to movies like we do today.
Right.
We're like, this is an era before, like in the early 80s, like really before like being able to go out and rent VHS. Like it's just starting to happen. It's not as widely accessible. People don't have things to play at home. So like, you'd see a movie in the theaters and you just wouldn't see it again, you know? So like that's the reason why like something like Star Wars would go get viewed like fucking, 20 times by some kid. Cause they knew that like, as soon as it's at theaters, I'm probably, how am I going to see this again?
Right, when am I ever going to see this again?
When's this going to happen? And whereas now, like we just have the access of like streaming stuff or, box sets and things where it's like, oh, I don't need a recap, or I can just go on the internet. I can
just look at the Wikipedia.
Read what it is.
Right.
But with the movie like Halloween 2, where it's like, oh, hey, remember this is what happened, and now here's what we're picking up at. And I agree with you. I do think that it is a great continuation of that story where it does immediately pick up. And the fact that like you get Pleasance now, Dr. Loomis, even more unhinged. We're like, and if you look at it in a vacuum, it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But if you look at it through the lens of like, if you look at Halloween 1, and this is directly after everything that's happened in the house and him shooting Michael,
shot him
and
6 times. He's not human.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was a man. He is a man. It's like, well,
maybe we got to put you in the hospital, Loomis.
for real.
And one of my favorite scenes, actually, in Halloween 2 is the hot tub scene, because I love the idea of a hot tub being inside of a hospital, and I thought that was very
That's where hot
funny.
tubs live.
Yeah.
Of course they have a hot tub.
Also, the nurse who you can't tell is 20 or 40. Like, she's like super hot, but she's also, then you get a close up and you're like, oh, you're a little bit older. But then she's naked in the hot tub and you're like, you don't look older.
And then she gets her face scalded off
Yeah, which
inside
was
the hot tub, which is
pretty decent.
Solid kill.
primo.
Yeah.
Primo kill.
Not a way I would want to go.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
That's really what I remember about the movie. I remember the opening. I remember Loomis exploding a kid. I remember this lady getting her head dunked in a hot tub. And then I remember the ending where they shoot fucking Michael Myers in the eyes and he's crying blood. Yeah. Which is crazy looking. It's an insane visual.
Cool.
The blood on that white mask, so cool.
And then he's absolutely engulfed in flames after that, and it's
Watching Dick Warlock do a sweet fire stunt.
Oh my God,
He's
like,
on,
that
he's on
dude
fire for like
is-
a minute.
I was gonna say, wasn't that considered like one of the longest fires, like people on
It could
fire?
be.
Yeah, like, it was like a
film?
good minute. Like it felt like a minute and a half when he's just walking,
like I
just
just
slowly
remember-
on fire.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remember like watching some making of thing, and they were just saying that was like the longest.
I can
At the
believe
time,
it, man.
maybe I don't know if someone's beat that record, but it was like one of the longest times that somebody was on fire on film.
It might have been beat by Hodder when he did the fire stunt in
The one that actually burned them, like legit.
in fucking Friday 13th 7th,
Yeah.
him versus
Freddy?
Carrie.
Or no, yeah.
With where he fights the psychic chick and they're in the basement and then
Okay,
like
yeah,
she
yeah.
blows up the.
That's part
Was that where he
6.
really caught on fire?
Was that 6?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
they all kind of
It's a
blend
Jason
together
movie,
at a
yeah.
certain
It's a
point.
Jason movie. It doesn't
Jason
really
movie,
make a
Jason
difference.
Jason, a guy in a hockey mask, kills a bunch, fucks up people until
Yeah.
eventually. they figure
And
out
one
the
of them
fuck
has a
up.
psychic in it.
Teenagers have premarital sex. They smoke some weed. They drink some beers. Jason shows up and he kills them in horrific ways. That's the series.
Yeah. But I remember that too. But that was like when he was actually caught on fire, like seriously burnt. Kane Hodder was, right after, because I know he did a dumb fire stunt afterwards.
It was right after because
Was it right after?
Yeah, because I watched his documentary they did on him, and they talked about that. They talked about him. He did the fire stunt where he was like being interviewed by a newspaper or a magazine, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to like get some pictures? Like, I'll do a fire stunt thing," and they were like, "Sure." And then whoever he sent out to get him the supplies got him like the wrong glue or something that did the exact opposite of what you want for a fire stunt, and it actually burnt him. And then he got skin graft up and all that, and he was like in the burn ward for like close to a year or longer. And then his first fire stunt back is when he comes back in Friday the 13th 7. Yeah, it is 7 because 6 is Jason Lives, and then 7 is the one.
7 is when Kane takes over.
Yeah, as Kane comes
And
in.
you can tell.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can. When he fucking rocks it.
Jason's
I
a
was
linebacker.
gonna say I love
And the
him as
physicality
Jason
of him,
X,
too.
but like 7,
Yeah.
8, and 9, he's not great. I mean, I love Kane Hodder. I have his name autographed tattooed on me, but like
Oh fuck yeah!
X is his best performance.
I'm not saying anything bad about Kane Hunter because I've ever run into a con and I don't want to fuck me up.
He will choke you.
He choked me.
He will choke
He
you.
choked
Yeah.
me. It was great.
I heard
Everybody
that.
I've heard
Very
that's
sweet.
met him, he will
I
choke you.
heard.
Yeah. I got his autograph like a million years ago at a Columbus Comic Con. When it was like $10 to get an autograph,
Oh
and
God.
I so
you.
regret because I'm like nobody like I didn't know he would just choke me. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Like of course this is before I had a cell phone, so I didn't even know that.
You used to have to ask, and I think now he just does it.
No, he just does it.
Now-
It all sounds really weird. Like,
Yeah.
well, this guy just chokes everybody.
Is there a safe word for Kane Hunter?
I think he used to squeeze a lot harder than he does now.
He's an old man now.
He's aging. That
Yeah.
happens.
This podcast
It's
is
nice 'cause he has
dangerously
gloves
becoming
on. He
closer
always
to a
wears his
Friday the
gloves when he
13th
goes to
podcast.
All right, guys. 1982, The Thing. Director John Carpenter.
His best movie.
Perfect movie.
I was just going to
It's a
say the
perfect
same
movie.
thing. It's literally a perfect film.
10 out of 10. Those
Yeah.
critics had no idea what they were talking about back then because it was critically panned. No fucking idea what they were
It's
talking
amazing.
about.
It's incredible.
I don't think they saw that movie. Yeah.
I know Ebert gave it like I think 2 stars. I'm like,
I think
Unbelievable.
even fans or like audience members like didn't really care for it, and so it took a while for it to catch on. And I'm just like, but I remember the first time. I don't remember the first time I saw it specifically, but like, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
so fucking good.
all the fucking awesome practical effects and like all the creature effects. It just looks so fucking good and still even looks better than most things do today with
Agreed.
CGI. Like it's so cool how they do all that stuff, man.
And I love that Rob Bottin, the special effects artist, was like 21 when he made that movie.
Damn.
Yeah, 21 or 22. He had helped out Carpenter on The Fog,
Oh,
and
cool.
then Carpenter was like, "You want to do the thing?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's the effects they got from a 22-year-old kid.
Fucking star.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm not going to do movies anymore." Like 2 more.
He just quit. He was like,
Pretty much, he did like.
I guess if he
movies.
nailed it, he's like, I nailed it.
Yeah.
Don't need to do
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say, yeah, like-
Right? Exactly. Like I'm already number one. Can't fall down now. I'll just leave.
Yeah, Rick Baker was like, whew. Like a rest. All right.
One of my favorite things about when I was rewatching these Carpenter movies is I watch them with my girlfriend, and she has not seen almost any of them. So when we start, I think The Thing was the first one I started to watch with her, and as soon as we started it, and you know, we obviously know the helicopter chase scene with the dog,
Yep.
and she's like, "Why are they shooting at the dog?" And I'm like, I look at her, I was like, "Oh, you've never seen this movie."
No clue what you just
Right.
stepped into.
Don't
yeah.
worry. That dog being shot would have been the best thing to happen to it, because when you see it, when it's underneath the kennel and stuff like that, and it starts fucking, just starts, I know, those fucking like tentacles start coming out of it, and you're like, no, that you would have wished that dog got shot and killed by those Norwegian men.
Have any of you ever seen the original Thing?
Actually, no.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know of it because they played the original Thing. I think in Halloween 2, it's like the old couple were
Yeah.
watching it when Michael was going through the house.
Yeah, no, it's I've
Is it
seen
good?
For a 1950s sci-fi horror film, you know, you get what you're gonna, you know what you're walking into when you watch those films. But it is entertaining and it's worth checking out.
Cool.
To compare to this, it's not this. Like
Nothing is the Thing. Like
yeah,
we said, it's
yeah.
perfect.
It's a tall
movie.
guy in some makeup, and he's you know and he strangles people type thing.
And Carpenter's is significantly darker though too, because he introduces that whole like doubt between
Yeah.
all of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah,
Well, actually, here let me set this up real quick. So we kind of danced around it. So, listener, you've never seen The Thing. Like Paul's saying, movie starts out. This dog's running in. There, people are shooting at it. They end up saving the dog. They don't understand why this dog's getting shot at, and it turns out this dog is infected with this alien life form that is then spread throughout the men that are living on this like this.
It's an Antarctic like science base.
science base.
Science base, and the whole movie becomes this like thing of who's infected. It's very much
Who's the Thing?
it's if you've ever played the video game Among Us, like it's very much Among Us, where it's like, oh shit, and because the thing with the Thing is that until the Thing reveals itself, you can't tell who's infected by the Thing.
it's perfectly replicating the cells of whatever it's taking over.
Quick question: what the fuck is Among Us?
That's a game.
It's a game. It's
never heard of it.
It's Among Us is this like fun little online multiplayer game. So you play with friends. Like let's say like all four of us were playing it, and
Because at first I thought you said The Last of Us, and I was like, wait, that's not right. And then you started talking. Sorry, continue.
So in Among Us, you're on the space station. You're all like these, like you all look the same, but you have different color astronaut suits on, and one of you is the Thing on the ship, and then the rest of you are like trying to solve how to get off the ship, and then like eventually like you'll run into each other. So and then you have to like suss out if the person you're talking to is the Thing or not. But the problem is if you're the Thing, you're trying to get people alone to kill them, because if you kill like if I'm the Thing,
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
so-
Okay.
so, like
no,
if-
I've seen that on like Instagram reels. Okay,
Yes.
now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like if I'm the Thing,
I
and
never played it,
and,
so I
and
have no
I,
idea
and I
what the
kill
game's about.
you in front of like Zach and Jaimie, then they know I'm the Thing, and they're gonna kill me, and my game's over. So I'm trying to like get you to like come with me in a room, and then I can kill you alone, and then sneak out so that they don't know
Right.
I'm it. So
okay.
so it's kind of like the Thing meets Clue. You know, you're kind of trying to piece together like who's what's happening.
Okay.
I was going to throw out one more deep dive. Anyone's ever heard of the Quartermass experiment?
No,
Heard of
what's
it.
that?
So Hammer Films, before they became the House of Dracula and Frankenstein, you know, their versions of Dracula and Frankenstein, this British TV film company, they did Quartermass, and Quartermass was about like a government agent who, when things got weird, it was X-Files. They would send this guy.
Oh.
He kind of handled it, kind of kept it low key, you know, dealt with all this. There's like, I believe there was a TV show I've never seen any of the TV show, and I've seen 2 out of the 3 films that came. But the first Quartermass experiment is what they call it. Is about a guy that goes to space, British astronaut, comes back, and he's infected with something that basically is the Thing. Like it turns him into this like glob of creature and mass, and he's on Earth. And Quartermass, it's a race to try to find him before this guy goes fully Thing type thing. It came out in like I believe the 60s, but it was right at the era. Like a lot of the things that I love about John Carpenter is because, and he doesn't hide this. Like he is very influenced of the films that he watched as a young kid,
Movie kid making movies.
Yeah, and I mean again, like George Lucas, Spielberg, a lot of these people were movie kids
Yeah.
that took those scenes and flipped them on their side. But it's always been questioned whether or not it was an influence on the Thane. And if you see the movie in the end, spoilers to a movie from the 60s, the astronaut does not make it, and Quatermass has to handle that.
God.
And they handle it with flamethrowers. And
Look at that.
yeah, and it is definitely,
similar.
like you look at it and you're like, 1960s special effects, that looks like something I saw in a 1980s film. Really, Quatermass films are great. Like, the 2 out of the 3 I've seen are just fucking excellent films. But, like, It's, again, one of those things where it's cool to watch that and then think about, like, a young John Carpenter in a movie theater somewhere watching it and then taking that and bringing it to that. And
Being
again,
so impacted.
yeah, and the 1950s Thane movie, and like again, like the politics of the 1950s and kind of the politics of the 1980s. Like, again, we were
Red Scare
yeah,
stuff.
the Red Scare. Can you look?
Invasion of
The
Body
guy.
Snatchers are
Yeah,
coming
can we really
around.
trust the people around us? Type thing, and it was just. It's just great to see that, like how the stuff like that's reinterpreted. That's one of the reasons of a million
Man,
that
I love
movie's
this.
amazing.
It's like I'm getting all these new movies to watch when I get home.
Every quarter, listener, if you like old movies, Quatermass movies are excellent.
Oh yeah.
I think
What's
we
the third one? There's Quatermass Experiment, Quatermass in the Pit.
Yeah, Quatermass. Those are the 2 I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, Quatermass in the Pit is about basically a whole going to hell, which actually
Nice.
I'm
I
going to
love
talk
it.
about in a few minutes when we bring up a movie.
I
so.
love a hell depiction.
So I think we got to talk about some of the actors in this movie that are great.
Russell.
Kurt Russell
The
again.
goat back.
Kurt Russell is
Also.
McCready, and he fucking rules. And he's
Amazing.
He's awesome. And
Captain My Heart.
he's not as like nihilistic as Snake Plissken, but he's still a hard man. Yeah,
Badass.
is
Like,
badass.
like the definition of a badass is McCready in the thing.
I love the monologue he delivers when they first bring out the flamethrowers and torch the thing outside, and it begins with, "I know I'm human," and like he goes on this long monologue and it's like how we're gonna survive and stuff like that. And he really does take charge, even though he kind of
Even
goes a
though
little
he's just
crazy.
a helicopter
at the end.
pilot.
Yeah, again, this is one of those films. I think, looking at the time, this is when like Wall Street and the 80s, Reagan era, and it's guys in suits and really like pushing that as like manly men. And like when you watch a Carpenter, yeah, exactly. I'm like rolling my eyes. But when you watch a Carpenter film, it's the blue collar guys. It's these guys that are, men
McCready
and women
and his-
that are very blue collar and like.
McCready in his fucking cowboy hat that he wears.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody's got like some shitty
so
hard
fucking
job.
cool.
Shitty hard job. And they're also like, one thing I love about Carpenter movies, as much as everybody has a machismo to them, we're still in the era of Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies and things like that. So
Who are like hyper macho.
hyper, yeah. Kirk Douglas,
Testosterone out
I
the
agree with
ass.
Tank. Like he would definitely be my top 5 actors. There is
Yeah.
no doubt. But he is not like the dude's jacked. But at the same time, like he next to Schwarzenegger is
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone. He's a human. Like
He's just like nicely built. You
Yeah.
know? Like he's defined. I would
yeah, he's the
describe
guy
him
who's like,
as.
look, I get up, I do push-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on with my day.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell is a UFC middleweight, whereas like Stallone and Schwarzenegger are UFC heavyweights.
You're correct.
It's just very much, it's 2 very different things. Like, if you're looking at like if Stallone and Schwarzenegger were like Alistair Overeem, versus you put him next to somebody that's like a Sean Strickland or like even GSP, where like Kurt Russell's still defined, but he just does not have the bulk of the big action stars of the 80s.
Yeah, but I think again, like it's one of those things where Carpenter movies probably spoke to a lot of people going to those movies was the fact that it was more like normal looking people having to do heroic things. And again, like these weren't like the super rich Wall Street assholes. These were like people that had shitty jobs.
Right, you got like lanky people, not lanky people,
Radar.
but like Wilford Brimley's in the movie, and
Yeah.
that dude is
Yes.
not at all fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just humans.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this is
people.
what humans look like.
Right,
You know?
it's like a little slobby guy over
People
there.
who
Like,
work
yeah,
at Antarctic science bases.
Right,
That's
right.
what they
it's a
look-
person you'll run into at a McDonald's, you know?
And Paul, I'm glad you brought him up because Wilford Brimley is
Brimley.
is next on my list. Zach, this is where I'm in your boat. Where like I don't really know him before the diabetes commercials, and so it's like that.
Diabetes.
It's like
Diabetes.
that's what I grew up on was him being like, Hi, you serving diabetes? And
My
then
name's Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes.
diabetes.
I just want to give him a hug.
Yeah, and so when I see him pop up in the thing, that's all I can think about is I'm like, oh, the diabetes guy is, fucking in this movie.
He was in another horror movie. I think it's Cocoon. I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is
yeah.
in Cocoon. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Cocoon, it's about old people that space aliens make them feel young.
I feel like
I've watched it like a million times as a child.
I guess I need to watch it.
It was a very safe movie. You know, it was like one of
safe-
those things
safe
like if you're
horror.
a kid, they're like, oh yeah,
Like E.T.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also get Keith David, who
Hell
we're
yeah.
gonna talk Keith David later.
legend.
But
Yeah, we are.
man, Keith David is like one.
What a voice.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
Just like marmalade. It's beautiful. If he doesn't, I don't know if he does, but he should get a career like reading books, like doing audiobooks, but it's just
Oh, it'd
him
be
reading
amazing.
them because his voice is so immaculate. He's every time I hear him,
At
I'm
least
just like,
he put it to good use with all of his cartoon work.
Yeah.
His voice work and
he was like
whatnot.
the gargoyles, right?
Gargoyles.
Yeah.
He was in Princess and the Frog from Disney. And
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he's
yeah,
done
he was
a
the bad
myriad
guy.
of other.
I think he's been in a bunch of like DC animated
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
as well. I think he plays Darkseid in one.
I remember popping up in Men at Work where he rode around with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen when they were trashmen. He's
Don't remember that. I don't think I've seen that movie.
It's a
I'll probably
fun
talk
movie.
about the band real quick second. It was like,
Yeah,
David
yeah.
and Men at Work.
The safety dance is about
Yeah.
to come on.
Land Down Under. That's those guys.
Yes.
And of course, we get Keith David in a little bit when we're going to talk They Live. But yeah, like he's awesome and he's great in this too. And he really does work well, especially in the end game of this movie with Kurt Russell, when they're both kind of in the spot of who's who and what's what. Like, is it McCready or is it Child? It's like who is the thing?
So what do we do now? I'm just gonna sit here for a while.
I should have my own theory on who it is, but
What's your
Well, we can
theory?
get there. You
Now's
gotta
the
tell
time.
us.
Now's the time.
I mean,
Paul.
I think it's Childs who has infected by the thing because I remember, especially when I noticed it on my most recent rewatch was like maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. When they're breathing, you can only see the hot breath coming off of Kurt Russell,
Yes.
but you can't see it off of Keith David.
I've never noticed that.
This is
Yeah.
also the theory
and he's like
that
pouring hot breath too. Like
Yeah.
you can see like just like almost like fog just coming out of Kurt Russell's mouth, and Keith David, you see none of that, and that's why that's what I figure. But I do love the fact that John Carpenter will never reveal, which
Yep.
is good on you, dude.
Thank you.
That's what
Yeah.
makes the movie even better because that's that mystery. Who is? But that's my theory.
when I was
like it.
when I was getting tattooed by B Sue in Columbus, she's got thing posters up in her area, and we were talking
As a
about
tattoo artist should.
yeah, and we were talking about the thing, and she had the exact same take.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm not the only one
Yeah,
then. Okay.
Yeah, so that is the populated fan theory is that Childs is the thing because you can't see his breath. So.
That's cool.
But
like
again,
that.
I love the fact it's never confirmed. They never come out and say yes
Because
or
like
no.
personally, I always liked the idea that neither one of them was the thing, but they just sat there and froze to death anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both deciding just to pretty
Like,
much taking their own lives.
Sometimes I kind of take that away from it.
Because the alien can't go anywhere, it can't get off. Everything's been blown up and destroyed, so that alien is fucked either way, even
Right.
if none of them are the alien.
And really, to an end, it's like it doesn't even matter at that point. Then
no,
you know,
Right.
exactly.
it's very nihilistic. Too.
Yeah, the alien was just like,
You did
"Huh,
all this, and it
I've been
doesn't
on
even
Earth
matter.
for like
bruh."
2 days, and I already
Yeah.
want to die.
Well, guys, we're back to Halloween. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch comes out in 1982. Producer and composer on this. Big swerve from the other Halloween movies.
My favorite Halloween, if I'm going to be honest.
Same here.
Yeah, I love the batshitness of it. I watch kids die, and I'm always having a good time watching kids die. And not even that, like that cool practical effect. We see like a snake come out of that kid's like skull after they put on the mask, and the mask kills them, and you just see a snake just sliver out of that kid's skull. I'm like, holy shit, this movie, woo!
It's such a batshit concept to be like, we're gonna have these masks that
That's
I
powered
don't
by
even-
Stonehenge.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think?
like, yeah, exactly. This is like they had a bunch of shit in a hat, and they're like, we're just gonna pull everything out, and whatever we pull out, we make a story out of.
Yep.
It's like Stonehenge, mass snakes,
Mass
got
killing
it.
children. That annoying Silver Shamrock song being
And-
played 45
and
times.
Tom
in that
Atkins.
movie.
Getting laid for no reason.
Tom Atkins fucking
Yes.
a girl 20 years younger than him.
'Cause he's a stud.
Yeah, and especially when like
Apparently.
our hero Tom Atkins is an alcoholic doctor in a string
Yes.
relationship with his ex-wife and having kids. So it's like he's a drunk, he's divorced, him and his kids don't really got a good thing going.
Doesn't even give a shit about his kids.
And he bangs a super hot chick.
Yeah,
and it
he
makes
does.
no goddamn sense whatsoever,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
does.
happening in Halloween
Stud.
3. Oh, shout out Halloween 3, letting dudes bat out of their leg. That's what it should have been called instead of Season of the Witch.
Do you think that- which should
Halloween
be-
3, dudes batting out of their leg.
Which do you think is more unbelievable? Tom Atkins banging that chick and or demon snakes coming out of masks?
Definitely Tom
armpits?
Atkins getting that.
Yeah, it's way more
Just the idea of Tom
unbelievable.
Atkins getting laid. Is
Yeah.
more
I don't know. I've
unrealistic.
met the man before, and he was a charmer. I'm
I'm sure he's a charmer.
I've came
but
across
he's-
him once at a horror hound, and I didn't get a signature or nothing, but I just saw him outside and was like, "Hey, Tom Atkins, you're a great man. He's very, very sweet to me."
very
so,
sweet dude. Yeah.
What-
Sorry for bad mathing you, Tom Atkins. You're a very good dude. I just can't believe you're scoring.
Just a quick
women
question:
Like this.
is it anyone seen Night of the Creeps?
No.
No,
You've seen-
I
you've seen a
have.
take?
I don't.
Oh.
Was that the one where it's like in a like college sorority fraternity
Yeah,
thing?
and it's like
Yeah.
And
aliens.
Tom Atkins.
Aliens
yeah.
bring up zombies. Basically,
That's when he answers the phone and thrill me.
Throw
Every
me.
time.
Yeah, he says throw me like 100
It's like
times.
too much.
Yeah, there's like a slasher in it. There's aliens in it. There's zombies in it. A fucking great movie. It's probably my favorite Tom Atkins movie.
Does
That's
he
why I
also land a 10 in that movie?
No, he doesn't land.
I have no
anybody.
interest in
He's a
watching
cop.
it then.
My favorite Tom Atkins movie is My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, yeah, he is in
Hot
that.
take.
Yeah, like, that's a choice. Yeah.
I do like that movie. That movie's not as bad as people remember it
No,
to be.
it is
I
not.
still
It is
prefer the
great.
original, but I still like this. I still like the remake, though.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Even with that supernatural guy, who I don't care for that much.
No, I don't either. But
Yeah.
it's still a good movie.
Paul, I'm gonna come sit on your bandwagon for a little bit. My
Sup?
favorite scene in this movie is that kid getting killed and then killing his parents. It's so cool. Like
Pretty cool.
The whole thing where it's like
Love it. Love
like-
seeing kids die.
like Tom Atkins and like the head baddie in the movie are in this like control room, and they've set up this like weird soundstage room where they're able to lock the door.
Yeah, it's
and
like almost looks like a TV studio inside there.
yeah, it's like a TV studio, and then it's like the guy who is the best salesman for the Silver Shamrock thing. Him and his wife, and they both suck. Like he's annoying. He's an annoying sales guy. She's an annoying lady. They bring in their dumb fat kid that sucks, and then he sits down in front of the TV, and they start playing this. God, it really does wear
It
on
was
you.
like,
It's
2
grinding.
more days of Halloween.
Halloween, 2 more days to
And
Halloween.
like every fucking day
Silver
passes, we have
Shamrock.
to hear it again, but it's like 1 day, 3 day, 4
Yeah.
days. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Oh my god!
Worst
dude.
part of the movie, but still my favorite Halloween movie.
And so the kid like slips on his mask, and then it like just dissolves and eats his head and turns into like snakes and bugs and spiders and all this fucked up shit. And his parents can't leave the room, and they're getting attacked by these creatures. And you figure out that this is going to happen to every place in America.
Right. Every kid who bought one of the masks.
Yeah.
Which is
Or-
what, a witch mask?
Pumpkin and a skull.
A skull,
Okay,
yeah. And yeah, it's like it's basically it's like you're turning children into IEDs. Where like like on Halloween they're gonna play the music, and then
Awesome.
their heads are gonna get eaten by this shit, and then the shit is gonna come eat you and kill you. And so we get the ending, and the ending of the movie is great because then you get the whole thing where like Tom Atkins is trying to shut it down and can't, and goes to, like this gas station. The guy thinks he's crazy, and Tom Atkins like tries to call into like a
The radio, the
like
TV station to not play
and
the
he's like,
ad.
"Don't play it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." And then like he makes it work for the one channel, and he starts flipping through the channels, and he realizes that Channel 4 is showing this, Channel 6 is showing this, Channel 8 is showing this, and he doesn't stop
Does not prevent this disaster.
it from happening. Yeah.
Also, Dick Warlock comes back. He plays like because there's cyborgs in this movie. Because the
Yes.
hot chick he bangs ends up being a cyborg at the end of the movie. It's
more believable.
And ends up having to kill her. But Dick Warlock plays one of the cyborg men, and like you see him like crush this dude's skull. So it was another awesome practical effect. If you remember that,
Yes.
it's like literally just like
Yeah, crushes his head.
pretty cool.
A hot take, I think banging a cyborg lady is probably as close as you can get to like having like a praying mantis sex. Like it's-
Praying mantis?
yeah, where like praying mantises kill the dudes after they
Oh,
get done banging.
okay.
Yeah, like it's
I
probably
mean, do you
pretty.
think that's a rule of cyborg sex? Is like you have to die afterwards?
I mean, I feel like maybe they kill you. I mean, in every
I
movie
feel
see-
like-
It happens in Austin Powers.
I'm saying we are 5 years from
that's
AI
true.
and sex dolls being a thing that just ruin society. So I don't know. I mean,
Terminator would be a whole different movie if somebody fucked Schwarzenegger in T1 or T2.
I feel like that is the
I don't know.
future, though. It's just sex dolls with AI, and we're just battling them out. Like,
Yeah.
just hoping those batteries die.
No, that is the.
But it's good, dude. It's like the easiest way to fuck up, because it's like all these, like, imagine there's like a bunch of men that are like, we're gonna go out and fight these fucking robots, and we're gonna take them out. And you get out there, and it's a bunch of hot sex dolls. You're like, oh shit! I mean, can't we just like touch your titties before we do it? And they're dead.
I'm horny and I gotta kill him.
Yeah, they're dead. Dudes are stupid. We're dead.
Dude, that'd be so. Now in my head, all I'm thinking about is the opening of Terminator 2, where like the skeleton, the endoskeleton crushes the skull.
Yes.
But it's just a sex doll Riley Reed. It's like, oh,
Is she rapping that horrible
of course
song?
she is. Yeah. She's rapping as she's shooting off like gigantic guns.
Oh man, is she dressed in the pizza girl outfit from the gangbang? Then
Yeah.
I'm doomed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm dead. Just kill me, Riley Reid.
Damn it.
In 2029, Cyberdyne comes online and unleashes a bunch of Asa Akiras on us all. It's like, fuck. Oh shit! All right, let's get into. Okay, so let's jump over to Christine. I've never seen Christine. Zach, I brought it up. You were like, Christine.
Christine's fucking
Down with
great.
it.
So the thing about Christine though is, it's a Stephen King novel.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch the movie, and it has it walks this line between like, is it a Carpenter movie or is it like a Stephen King movie? Or like, who's the true genius here? Because like, did Carpenter just expertly adapt? I'm sure he did. He expertly adapted Stephen King's story to the point where it just comes across as like a Stephen King movie. You know, it's just like every other. It's like it's like Night Flyer. It's just like everything. It's got those vibes to it. But like, I mean, if you like any Stephen King movie, it's great. Christine's awesome. It's about this kid who
like a
buys a
killer
car.
car, yeah.
Yeah, he buys like a 50s hot rod kind of thing. He sees it on someone's lot, and he becomes like obsessed with it all of a sudden. He's a nerdy kid.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Was this on TV? Was this a made-for-TV thing, or was
don't
this?
think so.
I
No,
think
no.
this was a
This
theater
is
It was a
release.
theater
Yeah,
release?
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
full
I've never
on
seen
movie.
it. Yeah,
I
I've
can
never
see
seen it.
John Carpenter waste his time with a TV movie. You know what I mean? He's
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean, it
I'm
does seem
better than
weird,
this.
but like at the same time, I was like, well, maybe
there are like Stephen King made for TV movies though. So.
There are.
Well,
There's plenty.
in that
but-
era, yeah, there was like every, at least once a year, you had a Stephen, like The Stand was a TV
the 90s,
show.
Salem's Lot.
Yeah, Salem's Lot. It was a lot of
Rose
stuff.
Red.
That Sunday night movies, twice a year, you'd have a Stephen King Sunday night movie. And
He only has so many goddamn stories. It's a billion. But Christine is great. The only thing about the movie that's kind of funny is like the nerdy kid who gets the car, and then of course he becomes like a 50s like a grease monkey like asshole, wearing a leather jacket.
Greaser.
Like
Oh, I do
greaser.
kind of-
He's like a greaser
the
douchebag.
transformation, yeah.
And he keeps calling everything everybody that's like he doesn't like. I think he just calls them shitters, and it's just like such a weird term throughout the movie because he's like she's like, no shitter will ever get close between me and my car, like, and it's just like it just doesn't hit very well. I don't know, but it's still it's a great movie. There's some really cool car effects where like the car gets damaged and then it like rebuilds itself, so like really cool
I don't remember
practical
that.
effects.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really liked it.
Two things on this. One, it's always weird when somebody can't swear, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you meet somebody that's that has come from another country and they come to America and they're like, you motherfucker, and it's like, that's not how you say that. And so to see somebody like, you're a shitter, it's like, no, that doesn't work for me.
No shitter ever came between me and my car. Arnie is the nerd's name.
Okay,
And he's
Arnie.
like the main character of the movie. And his best friend's the jock, and they're all obsessed with the like hot high school girl. And then Arnie gets her when he gets the car, and then he becomes a douchebag.
Was it rated R?
And no, I think it was PG-13.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
PG-13.
It's
Yeah,
pretty-
a lot of that, like, when there's weird words are used that don't quite make sense, I feel like it's always like a rating thing.
But like,
Yeah.
I feel like the rating system back then was also just
it was weird.
Wild West. Like, I'm pretty sure when Jaws came out, it was like rated PG.
It was.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like that's not a PG movie to
Yeah.
today's standards at all. So it was probably PG-13 just simply because of the language.
I think, and it's not, the language isn't even that crazy, but no, if you guys haven't seen Christine, listener, if you haven't seen Christine, it's good. It's a good introductory horror, like if you got kids. I guess, I don't know. My judgment on what to show kids is not great.
August Underground,
we just
they put a tarantula in a vagina.
Yeah, we showed our 10-year-old nephew Monster Squad, and I forgot how often they said faggot. Excuse me. I'm sorry to say that, but I forgot how often they say it in the movie. But anyways, so my judgment might not be the best, but if you're, swearing, there's not a lot of gore in Christine or anything like that.
I remember a lot of violence.
There's not a ton of violence or anything.
Kills off screen if there are a kill.
Yeah,
you just see the car running towards them, but you actually don't ever see the aftermath. I think
pins a guy at a wall at one point, but there's no it's not gory or anything. So if you've got a 13-year-old that wants to watch horror, Christine's a good start.
They've definitely seen worse on their phone.
Probably. That's true. They have seen worse.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, next one up, and I know we all were kind of in the same boat here. So, Starman, 1984, Jeff Bridges is in it. He gets nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor for this role. I've never seen this. This is apparently the biggest mainstream film that Carpenter ever did. This was very mainstream at the time, and I've just never seen it. Yeah.
So I watched a video not too long ago. An interview with Carpenter, sort of, and other people talking about his career. And just when they mentioned Starman, they did talk about how it was supposed to be his break almost into mainstream Hollywood.
Okay.
And so he kind of tried to sort of make I don't know, maybe a Spielberg-esque sort of movie. But they were also talking about how he also couldn't help himself. And there's a super weird where baby alien Jeff Bridges evolves into a man in real time, but it's a practical effect. So it's this weird, creepy baby becoming a human man, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, think of he's like a werewolf transformation.
Yeah, the American Werewolf in London transformation. It's he couldn't not put something weird in this mainstream movie that he was trying to make, and therefore it suffered. And I mean, I guess he still got nominated for an Oscar, but I haven't seen Starman either.
I feel it was one of those things where mainstream Hollywood was let's try to do this, and then he Carpenter dropped that off, and then mainstream Hollywood was what the fuck was that?
You can go back to your B horror movies.
What is this Cronenberg nightmare? No,
yeah.
Back it up.
Go back to Flagstaff or whatever.
All right,
Starman, I'll watch it someday, but
I haven't even heard of that until this day.
All right, boys.
Yeah.
1986, director, composer, John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit, this movie rocks.
never seen it.
Oh my god!
It's worth your time.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, you need to go home now and watch it.
I know. I told Alyssa, I was like, I need to watch Big Trouble before the podcast, and she was like, you don't have to watch every movie on the list. And I was like, well, but it's Big Trouble in Little China. I know Kurt Russell. I know.
Yeah,
it's great. Paul, take it away.
Yeah. Also, when we talk about the importance of movies, I think this is another movie like Halloween that's very important. Because I think this movie is what kind of brought Kung Fu culture to Western audiences. Because before then, we had Bruce Lee, but we just had a couple Bruce Lee movies.
Right.
This is before Jackie Chan became a huge star, and I don't think that would have happened without this movie.
Yeah.
And you put Kurt Russell, who is America's man, starring in this movie. You actually bring in actual Chinese actors in to play who aren't playing terrible stereotypes, which is surprising for its time. Was it 1986?
Yeah.
And of course, you got the great, I can't remember his name, Hong. I remember his last name, but he was also in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And
Possibly
he plays
William? Maybe William Hong?
That sounds right. I know his last name's definitely Hong, but he plays Lopan, who is the main antagonist, which also a great band. If you've never heard of them, they're from Columbus. Yeah,
shout out
good
Lopan.
Stoner metal. Yeah, called Lopan. Of course, I liked them because they're named after the guy from the movie. It's of course they've got to be good, and they are good stoner metal. But
yeah, man, dude, Jaimie, I know you love this.
Well,
film.
of course, yeah. It's kung fu movie. It's Chinese magic film. It's
got that mysticism in it too, which is awesome.
I think one thing
being offensive.
Well, that's the thing. Is because I've had conversations with people that were like, that movie's racist because it's puts Asian people in a bad light, and I'm like, first off, like as a kung fu nerd, like me and Paul, probably I know we've had conversations. We were bad deep divers in this. Like Shaw Brothers, as much as they made kung fu films and Golden Harvest as companies, they also made black magic, Chinese magic, because that is a part of the culture, Asian culture in China. Is there's like these weird like beliefs and system of that, and they made films of that. And like Carpenter took a lot of that, and he didn't like mock it. He didn't like bullshit. He like respected that idea in that film. And I mean, again, it's like if you make a movie
Chinese
about
actors.
yeah, and he's using real Chinese actors. And the one thing I've always argued back when someone says that is I'm like, hold on, in this film, like the only stupid people, the absolute idiots, the people that don't believe what's right in front of them and get fucked over for it, are all the dumb white people.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell. He's
And like the
idiot
hero of the
in this
story is absolute moron, and you love him. Like, and again, like as a white person, I'm like, yeah, that would be me. I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Why is there like a creepy thing from Dungeons and Dragons flying around here?
Yeah.
You know, with a big eyeball. And it's so fucking good. The kung fu, the action scenes are great. The fact that the trying to think, it's Raiden. I used to know all three names.
Oh, the three dudes with the big straw hats.
Yeah, that's like true Chinese, like Asian gods. Like those are legit, like what they look like when you look at like artwork from those.
Is Kung Lao number one? Or is that just? Am I
Because
just pulling from like?
well, one is
Mortal
is
Kombat.
Yeah, it says I'm
one
just
is the god of
thinking Mortal
lightning, one
Kombat.
is the god of thunder. That and then the other one is the wind. But it's like I should know these, but it's anyway, like the fact that they actually look like, you know, he gave respect to the design of them and everything else, and it's just such a good movie. It's like funny as fuck. It's the characters are likable. It's just pure Carpenter.
You're cheering the good guys, you're booing the bad guys. Like, and again, there's just such a what the fuck to this entire movie, where it is like a weird thing, where it is like a kung fu movie, but then there's also all these weird like horror elements to it with monsters and stuff. But the deeper you get into it, you're just like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense in this world, like totally.
Well, again, it's like if you watch, especially if you can like find a black magic like Chinese film, the what the fuck element as a Westerner, you're going to be constantly doing that. So it's like cool to see again, like a movie where this is like real people dealing with this type of thing. Of course, they're going to be like, what is going on? I don't like, this does not make sense. The guy's holding his breath and blows up. Like, what the fuck is happening? That movie's so good. Yeah. Just
Jaimie, I originally didn't have this on my list, but when I threw it out there, I was like, is there anything you guys want to talk about that I don't have on the list? You said Prince of Darkness from 1987. Carpenter is a director, writer, and composer. Why'd you want this added on?
because it's amazing and nobody ever saw it.
What's going on with this movie? Like, what's the plot?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is my thing. That movie was on sale. Shout DVD, Blu-rays and DVDs had it on sale. I bought it. This is like a year or two ago. It sat on my shelf for probably about a year. And then one like Saturday morning, I was like, I'm going to drink coffee, draw, and I'll put a movie on. Randomly put that movie on, and within like 10 minutes, I just fell in love with it. It's about... Actually, the good Asian wizard from Once Upon a Time, or Big Trouble. Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China.
Don't worry, guys. I'll keep us on track.
Yeah, I don't know his like actual real name, but he plays a Catholic priest who basically is like, yo, I have this old church. There's like a hole in the basement that the priests were always trying to guard. They always had somebody watching it. The church is going to get demolished. It's out of here, you know, like, and we think it's like basically a hole to hell. So he goes to a college, and they have all these scientists who are studying kind of like weird physics and some like quasi-science stuff, and he brings them in. They're trying to basically figure out what this hole actually gives. While it's doing that, it is emitting like a voice that no one can quite understand. And it's a movie about the idea of like religion and science kind of butting heads and getting into a weird gray area where basically like we may call it like a weird extraterrestrial figure, and this guy calls it the devil. And whether or not, whatever one you want to call it, whatever's in that hole, you don't want coming out.
It's and no good either way.
Huh? Yeah, it's not a good thing. It has Alice Cooper in it, which is a weird thing.
He plays a hobo.
Yeah, because basically this voice is going out through, and this like church is in the middle of just a horrible, desolate ghetto. And it's hitting up all these homeless people and things like that. And now it's asking them basically to protect the hole, to open it up better. And the people inside this building, it becomes a siege movie where they're having to keep these people out and figure out what the fuck is in this hole and how to shut it up.
Doesn't somebody turn into a pile of bugs in that movie?
Yes. Oh, dude, it is glorious.
See, I've tried to watch Prince of Darkness like maybe 2 or 3 times, and I've never finished it.
Oh, I think it's glorious.
It's a bit of a slow burn.
It has build up, but once it gets there, it gets there. Yeah. And again, it's one of those things where Quartermass in the Pit is a movie about them finding a hole. Quatermass is a scientist. Like, he is a believer of science, and he is like, I think this opens up to a different dimension. Well, there's another religious figure going, I'm pretty sure that's hell. And again, it goes back to that thing where both going, well, whatever it is, something is in there. We don't want to deal with it. And so you can get those feelings to it. Yeah, it's a phenomenal film that I don't think is watched enough. Like, again, when I talk to people that are Big Trouble in Little China, talk about Halloween, talk about this, and when I go Prince of Darkness, they're like, I don't know what it is. And also, the score in it is fucking boss.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Carpenter was composer, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
there you
Waxworks needs to make a record of that. Like, it is boss.
All right, adding it to the list to watch. All right, 1988 brings us They Live. Carpenter, director, writer, composer. I dig this movie. So basically the whole idea with this is Carpenter was dissatisfied with the economical policies of Reagan. And so Carpenter also started to see this increasing commercialization in both pop culture and politics. That's what this is about. Goes out on a limb, cast pro wrestler Roddy Piper as the main in this. It's wild looking back on this movie. Somebody said this to me recently, and I want to go back and now watch it again, or at least watch it on YouTube, where they're like, Roddy Piper was so used to being a pro wrestler and everything he did was big. He overacts the entire movie. Like everything he does is really big, and it's constantly this. And I'm just like, yeah, but it's still a hot rod.
Yeah.
Jaimie, I know you love
I have Roddy Piper tattooed on me. So let's be honest here. I have Piper is my absolute favorite wrestler. And if anyone didn't know, about 20 years ago, I used to do indie wrestling. And if you were like, who do you steal from more than anybody in your interviews and everything, I'd be like, fucking Piper. I love Piper. Love him. And this movie, as a kid, seeing that guy become this guy was like, holy shit. And yeah, and again, it goes back to my thing. It was like Carpenter movies about blue-collar people and having to join up and what the world kind of shits on them about. And the most adorable story, this is like probably my favorite Carpenter film of all. And about a half a year ago, Allison, my wife, never saw it. Randomly one day, we're just flipping on things, and she's like, yeah, you like that movie, right? And I was like, yeah, we should watch it. And she's like, okay. And like, again, like my wife is more a Disney fan and, you know, the horror stuff. But watches this movie, doesn't really talk much about it. I mean, every once in a while she'd be like, man, I kind of like this. And she'd just be real quiet. It's like 2 days later, she's like, I'm still thinking about that movie. Like, you know, because it's like,
That's
she's
awesome.
Like, she's like, yeah, she's like, it's I think it was like 2022 or no, early 2023, whatever. But she was like, I still feel like that movie like matters today. And I'm like, yeah, it does.
Crazy, yeah.
We are still living that movie. It's
like, consumerism is still here.
Yeah. It is just such another impactful film. Like,
Yeah, the idea of like when he puts on the glasses, he can actually see the truth. And the idea of like looking through marketing and seeing what's behind what really marketing is.
Yeah.
And it's just people trying to get you to buy shit you don't need. And him being able to see that is just a huge part of this film.
Mm-hmm. I see that now. I mean, like sometimes we'll be watching YouTube or we'll be watching Tubi or something that has ads. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like no shade to anybody that might do it, but like for me, what hits me the most is like when we see sports betting ads.
Oh God!
Because like it's like whatever, they're making illegal now and all that stuff. And like to me, the way that they phrase the ads, it basically they're literally just saying like, give us your money for no reason.
Yeah,
just bet all the time. You can just bet all the time. Just give us your money. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even matter. Like, and that's like what man. That's literally the message that I am hearing while the commercial is playing. The writing is like so obvious to me. You know what I mean? And it's really seeing through. I feel like that a lot of times with advertising is you get the they live condition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what, you know, again, like if you watch a commercial for Coca-Cola, and it's on a beach. There's a beautiful woman, a beautiful man, a beautiful, you know, group of people. They're all celebrating. The weather's perfect, everything. They're not selling you the Coca-Cola. They're selling you the experience of being on that beach with these beautiful people.
If you drink Coca-Cola,
you'll somehow
this
get
will
that.
happen.
Yeah, and exactly.
Like,
and it's
not.
And once you start to kind of think of it that way, like it is like they live. Like once you put those glasses on, you start to see that everywhere. Like with everything is about like your life's miserable because of this, and I can fix it if you give me power, money, whatever.
Well, I'm a brand, and I sell you a product that will make all your problems go away, even if it's just soda.
Yeah. Whether and it's wild because you start to see it again. I'm trying not to be a conspiracist person, but it is wild because you start to see it in like politics, religion,
Everything.
commercial,
Yeah.
everything is just trying to remind you you're miserable, but if you vote for me, buy this, do this, you'll be great.
100%. Yeah.
And it's
And
wild.
it never changes.
And it's wild that this movie's in the 80s and openly stating it.
Yeah.
And we are in 2023 and still it's
People
happening.
are just blind.
relevant.
People are still falling for it.
Yeah.
Like Carpenter was warning about this like 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
it's wild.
30
And,
years, yeah.
and then at the same time, it's like people today are still falling for it. It's the cult of personality of Trump. It's every commercial you see. We're one of the few countries where we get drugs marketed to us on TV. Like most countries have universal health care. So like you can just go and get something taken care of. Whereas in this country, you have to buy health care, you have to buy drugs. And, it's like so often it's like, if you do Lipensafan, now you can sleep. And then it's like, but you might shit yourself and all these other
And you
horrible
might have
side
night
effects.
terrors, and you might have
Yeah.
suicidal thoughts, and you might have.
Yeah. But look at the people in the movie, like on the commercial, they're at a picnic, they're having fun, and then
Right.
they go home and they
They
sleep.
had 8 hours sleep. They're
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
We also get the return of Keith David in this movie, which
Hell
is
yeah.
great.
Hell yeah.
And we get one of the greatest motherfucking fights in cinema history.
I think
between-
literally the longest fight scene.
It's like
in
18
cinema.
minutes or
Yeah,
something
it's
ridiculous.
crazy, and it's just a street brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So many nut
dudes-
shots.
Yeah, it's just suplexing each other on concrete.
Like,
and like,
fu- like-
you see them getting worn out, and they just keep going at it, and it's awesome.
It's a full-on wrestling match in the middle of
It
this
really
movie.
is. Yeah. They were
middle
like
of this alley.
They were like, Roddy Piper, can you put together some? And he's like, I got you. He's like back body drop into the trash can, turn over.
Yeah, I love that they just have to stop and pant.
Yeah.
That's a real fight.
That's
Like,
the son of a real fight
yeah,
where like
the
both
one-
dudes are like,
Yeah. So one thing you never like again, as much as I love like the John Wick films and stuff like that, it's rare that you see somebody be like, "Hold on, dude, I'm fucking tired." Like, and that's what happens in real fights. Like,
I
I'm
still
tired.
hate you, but just like give me a minute.
Just give me a second.
Just catch my breath.
like one of my favorite things about the fight scene in this is the episode of South Park where they do the cripple fight between Timmy and Jimmy. They redo this fight scene scene by scene. So if you go back, you can actually compare the fight scene from They Live to the cripple fight from South Park, and it's the exact same thing.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's why they're gods.
Also, before we jump off of They Live, great creature design in this
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I love the alien
Yeah,
design
so
in this.
great, right?
That was the first like mask that I don't have a lot of masks. Like, don't get me wrong, I have like maybe a dozen. But They Live was the first mask that I like purchased and had for a long time because I just love it. I love the design.
Yeah.
It looks good too when because they can switch it up with they have the little old lady and then they
Yeah.
have like
Just different, just put
Yeah.
a different
Yeah,
hair,
yeah,
hat,
yeah,
or
it
hair
still
hats.
works.
pearls around
Yeah.
the neck or whatever,
Yeah.
and but it's the same alien the whole time, but it still looks
It's still
it just
creepy.
looks great.
Yeah,
it's
it
creepy
legit
and
is
weird.
creepy.
And I think it is one of the cool things that really makes it work in the movie is the idea that like anybody of any class or nationality or sex or whatever can be the They Live alien creatures where like you're saying, like sometimes it's an old lady, sometimes it's a cop, sometimes it's a guy like a banker in a suit. Like they're just everywhere. They're all around us. Sometimes it's like a hot supermodel blonde.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really cool concept.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on to this. Fast forwards us to Memoirs of Invisible Man, 1982. I don't have much to say about this. Carpenter's a director. It's just John Carpenter made a film with fucking Chevy Chase, Daryl Hannah, and Sam Neill about the Invisible Man.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'd say it's a waste of your time. So just the fact you just need to know that Chevy Chase is in it, and that's on his downslope. So it just gets worse for Chevy, and you just
I have it on VHS, and we usually watch VHS like while we're going to bed. So like 9.5 times out of 10, I fall asleep in the middle of the movie. That's kind of the point. But so we've put on Memoirs before, and it's not really worth popping in more than once. Like I just fell asleep, and you wake up, and you're kind of like, it seems like a boring movie.
It's so
If we're
weird.
gonna watch it just for the fascination of that John Carpenter directed a movie starring Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Do it for that, and then just immediately forget about it and never think about it again.
It just sounds like a weird mashup thing where like, it's like a fever dream where it's like, all right, Steven Spielberg and then Kane Hodder's the lead. It's like, what? Okay, well, why would we do that? I guess we could make that a movie. Like, okay, sure.
It's sort of like a weird action comedy, kind of, but it's not really
It
action,
definitely
and it's
tries to
not
be
funny.
a comedy. Yeah, so it tries to be a comedy.
It fails everywhere.
Well, let's fast forward to Body Bags from 1983. Zach, you brought
Body
this.
Bags. Body Bags is fucking dope. So my wife, I bring her up a lot because I love her. But my wife loves anthology films, so I think this is probably a movie that she introduced me to. But it is an anthology. John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist.
Yo, shout out Tobe Hooper.
Shout out Tobe
To
Hooper.
the man.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to a real one.
They directed this movie together. I don't know exactly which. I believe Carpenter might have done the first segment at the gas station. Tobe Hooper might have done the last segment with Mark Hamill. But anyways, it's just a great anthology. John Carpenter plays a mortician, and that's sort of the wraparound or the connecting story for the anthology is he is like, you know, playing around with dead bodies and drinking embalming fluid and stuff. Looks like a corpse. I mean, he doesn't have that much makeup on and he looks like a corpse. But it's great. The first segment is like a gas station attendant, you know, overnight trapped in like a locked door. Wes Craven makes a appearance, which is really cool.
Sick.
I had it pulled up on Google earlier, but David Naughton makes an appearance from American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi is in the movie.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Mark Hamill is the main character in the third segment. He's a baseball player who gets into a car accident, loses his eye, and gets his eye replaced with the eye of a serial killer. And then he starts to see like the murders, and then he starts to go crazy, and I think he tries to kill his wife. Super cool. Really cool. The second segment is about like alien hair transplants. Really fun movie. I mean, it's just great. I definitely recommend Body Bags.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Body Bags going on the list
Right.
with that recommendation.
The
for
list
sure.
grows.
I'm about to say, listeners, you should one warning have a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You're rating a lot of movies. I feel we're already halfway through.
I've
this.
seen a lot of
Yeah,
movies.
a lot of movies to write down here.
Speaking of movies, who threw in 1984's In the Mouth of Madness?
In the Mouth of Madness. So good.
Yeah, I think
Paul, was
Zach
this
and
you?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah, together?
That fucking movie rules.
What's going on in this thing?
It's definitely it's based off of Lovecraft's
Yes.
At the Mountains of Madness. So it's Sam Neill, who's the lead character, and he's fucking great.
Sam Neill's great and everything.
And what is
Hold on,
he finds something that
I've got
like
it.
starts to drive him crazy, and he just slowly more and more
Well,
loses
there's
his
the
mind.
author.
It's an author. So it's
Yeah.
basically
Like The Shining?
kind of.
Sure, yeah.
So
But like, he finds like
Sam Neill is like an insurance dude. So there's a novelist in the movie named Sutter Kane. He's an author, right? Basically Stephen King. He's kind of like a Stephen King or an H.P. Lovecraft. And he has a series of books, and the latest book like goes missing, and Sutter Kane goes missing. No one can find him. So they hire Sam Neill, who's like an insurance investigator, to come in and be like, we don't. And he looks into it, and he's like, this is fishy. I don't know what's going on here. And so he reads all of Sutter Kane's novels, and he like starts to have these weird nightmares and stuff. And then the Sutter Kane's publicist, who is the only person that's read his final novel, is like, we need to go find him. So she teams up with Sam Neill, and they drive to this small town, and they look for Sutter Kane. And the really cool thing is, like, not to spoil the movie too much, but like we said at the top, major spoilers, it's like Sam Neill drives into the unfinished novel.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the film is the novel, Sutter Kane's novel, playing out in real time.
Oh, cool.
And stuff like that. And he's like locked in a church writing for the elder gods and stuff. And then like Sam Neill has to escape, and then he goes insane. It's so good. Probably my after The Thing, it's my second favorite Carpenter movie. Easily.
Phenomenal film. Yeah.
Easily. It's so good.
Hell yeah. I've never seen this.
Check it out.
But
Yeah,
like,
for sure,
you're
dude.
giving me a reason to jump in on this at this point. Because again, I feel like this is the whole reoccurring theme within this episode. Is like every time somebody brings up a Carpenter thing I haven't seen, I'm like, I don't watch that. Like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's like a good, like, the author is basically H.P. Lovecraft with the fame of Stephen King writing out of that time, you know, and it is how they play with that.
There's like a really awesome scene. Is it where Sam Neill's like in a movie theater or something like that?
Well,
and he's like yelling?
we're doing spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay. So the thing is
been
if
a
you read
minute,
the book,
but-
you go insane. And again, this is writing off the idea that he's Stephen King in the 80s, which Stephen King put out a book in the 80s.
Like
Half the population of America would probably read it.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
every 6 months there was a new Stephen King book. And
Yeah,
then
it's wild how many
everybody
people
would read it.
were reading it. And then, again, I'm giving spoiler, the final spoiler, but the gist is Sam Neill's like one of the last, he's been locked away for a while. He's been away from like humanity. He gets back and like everything's ravaged, the city's ravaged. And what he realizes is they made a movie of the book.
Oh, shit.
So now everybody is watching
yeah.
it and the world is in complete turmoil. And then he's just kind of like,
That's nice.
he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go watch the movie.
He's
and
like
just join 'em up.
laughing at it, right?
Yeah, he basically just gives up.
Yeah.
Like he decides to give up.
That's the end of the movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's. I mean,
I mean, what can
Carpenter's
you,
pretty nihilistic.
I mean,
like,
what can you do at that point? You know, I mean,
Well, no, I
again,
just-
it's kind of like the ending to Halloween 3.
I
Yeah,
thought that like,
yeah,
happens
exactly.
like middle of the movie, but no, that's the end of the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Like say, remember that
Yeah,
scene.
I
'cause
say
it's
Carpenter's
so good.
films generally don't end on and they lived happily ever after. You know? But the movie itself is like a great creepy atmosphere. He's playing with all the H.P. Lovecraft weird, like, you know, elder gods, and this person's talking to him, and you're kind of like, something's off on that person, and they're not a person. Like, there's a lot of play with that. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Let's pop over to 1986. This is on the list as far as Carpenter movies I've seen. This is my least favorite. Escape from L.A. He directs, he writes, he
seen it.
composes this. Steve Buscemi, Stacy Keach, Bruce Campbell, Peter Fonda, and Pam Grier are in this. But
That's a
dude,
stacked cast.
it's a stacked
I know. I'm like, I
cast.
love Pam Grier.
and I like Escape from New York, but Escape from LA is just not good.
No.
So the whole setup is basically in the year 2000, a massive earthquake, and this is taken from the film's Wikipedia. In 2000, a massive earthquake strikes the city of Los Angeles, cutting it from the mainland as the San Fernando Valley floods. Declaring that God is punishing Los Angeles for his sins, a theocratic presidential candidate wins election to a life term of office. He orders the United States Capitol relocated from Washington, D.C. to his hometown of Lynchburg, Virginia, and enacts a series of strict morality laws banning such things as smoking, alcohol, drugs, premarital sex, firearms, profanity, and red meat. Violators are given a choice between the loss of U.S. citizenship and permanent deportation to the new Los Angeles island, or repentance and death by electrocution. Escape from the island is made impossible due to a containment wall erected around the mainland shore and a heavy federal police presence monitoring the area.
And when did this movie come out? 97, 96?
1996.
That's like 25 years after the first one, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's insane. Why would you even make a sequel to a movie you did 25 years ago?
I mean,
That's just crazy to me. I've never seen it, but when you're talking about it, it sounds like it's shitty. So I
It's
probably
not
won't waste my
good.
time.
It is not good.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
The only thing I remember from this movie is that
I assume
shitty...
Kurt Russell's still in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from this
One
movie...
positive.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to add Kurt Russell to the thing because Kurt
He
Russell
led
does...
with Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I
Is
did.
he Snake Plissken now?
Yeah, Steve Buscemi is Snake Plissken. Yes, 100%. That's
fucking
exactly
It
what
makes
that
a lot
is.
more
I watched
sense.
that movie. I would watch.
Yeah, actually, that might be interesting. Yeah.
Steve Buscemi is Snake Plissken.
Hell of a
Escape from
25
LA.
years.
This guy who's like, if he's soaking wet and maybe weighs 80 pounds, like this skinny fucking nerd dude. Still got the eye patch though. Hopefully on the wrong eye too. That'd be better.
Hell yeah,
Just on the
dude.
wrong eye.
The only thing I remember from this movie is the fucking shitty thing where Snake Plissken is like surfing on a
It was
tidal
on the
wave.
poster.
I was going to
Yeah.
say it's literally on the back of
Like
the
the
movie.
VHS
Of-
cover,
or
It's
the-
He's
so
yeah.
surfing?
He's
On a
surfing,
giant tidal
bro.
wave, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
He's hanging 10 in
Like,
the post-apocalypse.
It's so bad
We're
it
having
almost feels like a
fun.
parody.
We can't have premarital
Really?
sex.
Yeah, I haven't
not.
seen Escape from LA.
It's not good.
Don't do it.
It feels
Don't.
like a parody. It feels like Carpenter, like somebody was like, look, we'll hand you this much money and we're going to do it whether or not you're involved. And he was like, all right, well, we're going to make it a joke.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zach, you didn't really like Escape
I
from
own
New
the
York.
4K.
Oof. Skip this one, brother.
Yeah.
It is bad. It is a bad film. Oh, yeah, there is just nothing redeeming about this movie. It's fucking terrible. Oh, speaking of terrible movies, Vampires comes out in 1998 with James Woods as our main character.
Ugh, I'm marked safe from that
Fully
one, too.
unhinged James Woods.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's...
James Woods in Vampires is giving Nicolas Cage in Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
Like, that's how fucking unhinged he is
Yeah.
in this movie.
It's like, even like
But Wild Heart's amazing.
Wild at Heart is
Oh,
amazing.
no, no,
and
yeah,
I love it. But like,
and see what
you hurt my soul there for
yeah,
a
no,
moment. I'm
no,
like,
and I
come on.
love Nick Cage, and I
Yeah.
love unhinged Nick Cage, but I don't love James Woods' unhinged Nick Cage impersonation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't even like hinged James Woods. So
Oh, I like James Woods.
do you?
Dude, Videodrome?
Videodrome. Yeah,
I like that movie.
And,
I don't have to like him though.
And James Woods every time he's on Family Guy for James Woods High, it's hilarious.
The only thing I remember about this movie is like the opening 10 minutes, which is like this cool thing where they raid like a vampire
Hive
like a hive trap
Yeah.
house kind of thing. And then they go
It is a
in
trap
and,
house.
and they fuck up all these vampires, and they have like a winch on the front of the Jeep.
That's what it
and
was.
they
Pull
can,
'em
like,
out into the
and they can
sun.
like winch them out into the sun. It's like, this fucking rules.
So it's like not as cool as the Blade opening dance club.
Oh,
scene.
it's way worse than that. It's way worse than the Blade opening.
Yeah, I mean,
And the Blade opening is perfect.
I mean,
but-
the Blade opening is iconic. Every time I hear
Yeah.
Sandstorm, I immediately think of sprinklers shouting, spurting blood.
But for this opening, picture like 8 dudes all decked out in like leather in the blazing like Arizona
There's
desert
sun.
sun,
What the fuck?
right? Just blazing, and James Woods like holstering a crossbow on his hip that's probably like 2/3 of his body size. Like, it is this massive crossbow that I don't think he even uses. Maybe
that's incredible.
he just kind of walks in with it and then maybe shoots one vampire, and you're like, well, I'm not going to take the
it's
time to reload
Chekhov's gun,
this.
but the gun never actually fires. That's
Yeah,
lame.
it's massive. It's ridiculous. James Woods. So I watched this on tape while we were falling asleep over a couple nights, and I couldn't even finish it.
It's hard to watch,
It's
man.
really
It's so
bad.
boring. There's just not shit
It's
happening in this
boring.
movie.
James Woods and one of the Baldwin brothers, one of the 8 Baldwin brothers. I think it's,
I really hope it was the Baldwin that was in a Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man, because that movie fucking rips.
It's a
but
weird
they,
movie.
like,
yeah.
They
don't
like
know that
raid
movie.
this vampire nest, and then the next day the Vampire King crashes their party and kills all of them except for 2 dudes, and they take Cheryl Lee from Twin Peaks. They take her hostage. The James Woods, not the vampires. And then like James Woods goes on this weird quest with a priest. Because they're also church-appointed vampire hunters in the movie.
Right, because
Sweet.
it's like fucking James Woods is like the head of the Catholic vampire hunters.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like the Catholic Church is like, you're our dude. So basically, like the Catholic Church blesses Notre Dame to be their football team, and then they bless James Wood to be their vampire hunter. It's
Right.
a real weird fucking thing.
You're the modern Van Helsing, brother. Go
Yeah.
get him.
Yeah, but then they're like, oh, this vampire is learning how to be a daywalker, just like every vampire movie. And they're like, so we're going to assign you this priest who has no idea what he's doing to be part of your team now and check up on you. And then James was like, I don't want to be babysitted by a priest.
very 80s bad cop.
And like every other word he says is shit and shithead and fuck you and blah, blah, blah. And then Mr. Baldwin is back at the hotel with Cheryl Lee, naked on a bed for some reason. She's half
cool.
turned into a vampire. And at one point she tries to jump out the window and he just like punches her in the face.
Jesus.
James Woods comes back, from his little excursion with the priest, and he's like, "What happened to her?" And he's like, "Oh, I had to hit her." You're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Just casually, I had to hit her.
very much. It is a mean-spirited movie, and I did not like it.
It's wild that this movie got 2 sequels.
Yeah,
They made
Vampires
sequels
Los
to this
Muertos
movie? Yeah.
with John Bon Jovi of all people. I
Oh.
also own that on tape.
I'm about to say I might watch that one.
Vampires
I
Los
prefer
Muertos.
that one over the James Woods. Yeah,
I've seen Vampires,
with John
but
Bon Jovi.
I'm with Tank. I just remember the wrench scene. They shot the vampire, they pulled it out in the sun. That's the only
That's
thing
the
I
very
only thing I remember
beginning.
from that movie is just the opening. The opening is kick-ass, and everything after that is just like people sitting around in bars talking. And I'm
It
like,
is.
I don't.
Yeah, it
really-
goes
okay.
downhill.
All right,
Sounds dreadful.
let's pick it back up, boys. This is one of my favorite Carpenter movies, and it's a piece of shit, and that's why it's awesome.
Yeah.
Ghost of Mars, 2001. Director, writer, composer. This movie fucking rips. It's like a crazy, weird, like space western zombie movie thing that's happening.
It fucking rules.
this
Starring
fu-
Ice Cube. Like,
Yeah, Ice
yes!
Cube. Yes. Also, this is early. This isn't actor Ice Cube. This is Ice Cube trying to learn to act, which is really fun because it's like he did Friday, and they're like, "Oh, you were really good at playing yourself in Friday," and he was like, "Thanks." And they're like, "Would you like to be in a science fiction movie?" And it's still Ice Cube trying to play himself in a weird sci-fi movie.
What are they? Are they like space marines or
Yeah,
something
they're
like
in
that?
Mars. Well,
It's like the better version of the Doom movies, how I will describe it if you've never seen Ghosts of Mars.
So here's the setup for it. Set on a colonized Mars in the 22nd century, the film follows a squad of police officers and a convicted criminal, Ice Cube, who fight against the residents of a mining colony who have been possessed by the ghosts of the planet's original inhabitants.
Hell yeah.
This is basically Assault on Precinct 13 in a
On a train. On Mars.
On
Right.
Mars.
Yeah.
Jason
Get some
Statham's
good
in it.
kills in it, too. You watch,
Statham is in it.
you get to see people's heads get fucking flown off.
Pam
It's
Grier's in
pretty
it.
Cool.
Pam Grier.
Nastasha
Hestridge.
Yeah, from Species is in it.
another guy.
Oh,
Clea
oh, yeah.
Duvall?
Don't have it on my list.
No? Okay. I'm still thinking of Faculty that we were talking about earlier.
But maybe
yeah.
there is that one scientist lady that's in a cage that might be her. But yeah, man, this is a fun flick. It's so good. It does
And
mix.
he said he composed it too. Because I
Yeah.
remember like the soundtrack being pretty new metal heavy, like a lot of just like dun, 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 dun.
Well, I think that might have been like that thing at the time where like there was a lot of people from like the 80s that were trying to get up to speed at the time.
Oh,
It's
for sure,
It's
yeah.
it's kind of like when Tommy Lee from Motley Crue had Methods of Mayhem. When
Not
Tommy
sure
Lee
what that is.
Okay.
You're okay. Don't worry.
You know who Tommy Lee is?
I know. I do know.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know who
All
that
right.
is. I don't know what you're talking about though.
So, okay.
Methods of Mayhem.
Me
you said?
neither. We're fine.
All right, listener, rants and rabbit holes. So there is this thing where Tommy Lee is very comical because Tommy Lee was like always trying to keep up with the time, and he felt really bad, like because Motley Crue was like kind of locked out of the '90s because of the grunge thing, and so he was like trying to get up with the time. So then when like new metal appeared, Tommy Lee was like, "Well, I can't make Motley Crue new metal. I'm going to make my own band called Methods of Mayhem." And that's when he got like that huge Mayhem tattoo on his stomach. And that's
That fucking sucks.
And that's Tommy Lee's rap metal band. And it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Rap metal in general.
Yeah. It's like Rage Against the Machine and like,
That's it.
I am an avid Limp Bizkit fan, so
you know what? I didn't like Biscuit at the time, but seeing Biscuit now, like, have you guys seen the thing from Aftershock where like Fred Durst is dressed up as a fucking cowboy?
yeah, it's just, and like on the back screen, it's just cowboy new
metal?
I'm just glad that Fred Durst is living his best life
Yeah.
right now.
It really is. Like, I didn't like Limp
It's like
Bizkit.
resurgence
like,
of Limp Bizkit.
I did-
I'm here for it.
I didn't like
get
Limp
it.
Bizkit in the late 90s, early 2000s when they were serious. But now that like Fred Durst is leaning into the fact that like he's a fucking joke.
Yeah, like the
and-
last
and he's
album is
self-aware.
called Limp Bizkit Still Sucks.
Yeah.
And it's a halfway decent album, I think, but I know Limp Bizkit is not good. I just love them.
And you're okay to do that.
Unabashedly,
That's
yeah.
all right, yeah.
Well, and the thing
It's like
is,
I love Creed. I'll say it. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
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 Where am I at
Take
right now?
that.
Right.
hello,
What's your hot
my
take? What
friend,
band
we
do you
meet
love that everybody
again.
hates?
Oh, dude, I like
can't
Jimmy
help
Buffett.
it.
I went to a Jimmy Buffett concert with a mohawk
R.I.P. R.I.P.
when I was
Jimmy
like
Buffett.
15. But
Oh,
still.
yeah, he just died. Fuck. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
forgot
did.
about that.
Unfortunately,
He's having
Storyteller.
cheeseburgers in paradise now.
Scott Stapp's having
Yeah.
a resurgence too.
Yeah, Creed's getting
Can't
hot right
avoid
now.
it. It's coming back.
Man, because we love the 90s, so
I
everything
will
from the
say,
90s has to come back.
Like, love them. Second concert I ever went to, I was like 12 years old.
Cool.
Amazing. Still remember it. When I did listen to them recently, it's way too religious for me now.
Ugh.
They were always super
yeah, they
religious.
were
I
pretty
get
religious
that.
back then.
I get that, but I was into it then. I'm not now.
Just
So
rank
hard
up-
to listen to
ramp
now,
up the Christ.
but still close to the heart.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Listener, I'll make a confession on
Yeah,
the
what's yours?
recent episode where me and Justin 3000 Stewart sat down and talked about comic books. Afterwards, him and I got pretty fucked up. We were sitting on my couch. We were watching YouTube videos, and we were watching a bunch of pro wrestling shit. And we watched the My Sacrifice WWE video from the Attitude Era. Hello, my friend, we meet again. Chills, brother, chills.
Is that a
like
movie song?
so good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I want to watch it. We're gonna have to watch it.
Oh,
at
the
some
My
point.
Sacrifice video.
Yeah.
It's a classic like late '90s attitude era.
I'm sure I've
WWE.
heard. Yeah, I'm sure I watched it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Dude, that's the thing. As much as like you could rip on, people are gonna rip on it, all that. You put that music with wrestling, and
And
somehow
it just so works.
It works. It is a perfect
it
thing
so
for it.
works.
Wrestling and butt rock. Man.
Wrestling and butt rock definitely
Yeah.
works.
I mean,
Meant to be.
when Undertaker was the American Badass, he came out to Rollin' by Limp
Yeah,
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Yeah, for sure.
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think as I've aged, I've also learned to appreciate Linkin Park because friend of the
yours,
show,
right?
Yeah, so
Ian
I've always
Robinson, always
appreciated
refers to him
Linkin
as
Park.
my first metal band for a lot of people, and it's true. And I remember like when they came out, I was like, these guys are fucking pussies because I've been listening to like punk and metal for like over a decade at that point, and now that I've stepped away and I'm older, I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. Like,
Actually, I'm the same way, dude. I really like Linkin Park.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where my buddy Corndog once said to me, he's like, even if you don't like them, you know all their songs. Like they're such a fucking earworm. They just get stuck in your head. Even if you hate them, it's like dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. It's right there. Like you can't not hear it.
Yeah, I mean they did an album with Jay-Z. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Good album.
yeah,
Collision
a
Course.
great album.
It's
Yeah,
super
Yeah,
cool.
really
yeah,
good.
I mean,
real good.
if Jay-Z fucks with you, yeah, you have something going.
And Chester
Doing
Betting,
something right.
Beddington.
Bennington.
Chester Beddington.
Yeah, Bennington.
He was in Saw
Oh yeah, he was
he
the
was,
neo-Nazi
yeah.
in
The
like,
final
Saw-
chapter.
7. I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I
Yeah.
thought it was 7. Yeah.
Gets fucking.
He's
just
glued to a
Oh, that's
car
right. He gets
chair,
flown
and he
out
has
through the
to
fucking window. Yeah.
rip his back skin
Also,
off.
previous episode with me and Tank.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Talk about all the Saw movies.
I'm not expecting any of you guys to know who this is, but did any of you guys see the program?
Who's the
Exactly, 'cause
person?
you guys-
Yeah, is that a person, a TV show? Or...
Well, it's because you guys are all goth pussies. You've never seen the program. The program was this.
I am a goth pussy.
I know, right?
am a
I'm
pussy,
calling it out, guys. Seriously, let me jock it up for a
Go to
second.
my car.
So in the early '90s, there was this movie called The Program that was this movie about college football, and one of the characters in the movie is this.
Ew.
I know. Wrong crowd, guys. Wrong crowd. But in the movie, there's this defensive end named Latimer, and he's this guy who's on steroids, and basically his whole arc in the story is like he had to cheat to get to where he is, and he's like done a bunch of horrible things. He's the head bad guy in this movie. He's the head ghost of Mars that is chasing them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's
Okay.
and he's popped up in some
Way
other
to circle
stuff.
back.
Yeah, I know. I was like, how's
you
this
get-
connected?
Yeah, you guys are like, I
don't know where
this.
this is
Yeah, yeah, and so I always pop
Fuck yeah.
whenever Latimer pops
He's
up
a
and
big
stuff. Yeah,
motherfucker,
he was also Bane in the
The Batman and Robin
Batman
movie?
and Robin movie.
No
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So he's just like this. Yeah, and he also
I think he's
showed up
fucking
in
big. Yeah.
he also showed up in Any Given Sunday. He's in that movie as well.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just like this hoss of a man. Every once in a while, we're like, if you need like a 290-pound dude to play a character in a movie that's just all muscle,
Right.
you get Latimer from The Program.
Does he get speaking roles? No.
No.
No, you're just
Does
muscle, buddy.
Does he grunt and hack? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like another thing I love about this movie. Is just like, oh fuck, Latimer's in it.
And he gets,
I have never seen Ghost of Mars. Not to cut you off.
oh, no, no,
Paul.
go.
But I do. So I have like 600 tapes. So forgive me for saying again. I have it on tape. But I went to watch it. I was like, oh, watch Ghost of Mars, whatever. So I unsleeve it, whatever, and I pop it in the VCR, and in classic VHS, gotcha. It's actually not Ghost of Mars, but a movie from 1992 starring Michael Biehn, called Timebomb. And it was
What the
this,
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this super weird
Whoa.
movie about where Michael Biehn plays like a Vietnam sleeper agent, and then he wakes up and he has no memory, but he knows who he is, but nobody else knows who he is because he died in Vietnam, and then the government's chasing him, and so he goes to the cops and they're like, someone's trying to kill me, and the cops are like, no one's trying to kill you. And he's like, but the government's after me. And then he's like an alien at the end. It was
Whoa.
bizarre.
Yeah, that took a turn.
So yeah, I don't actually own Ghost of Mars. It's kind of disappointing. I wanted to
Oh.
watch it. But instead I saw Timebomb.
Good
Well,
movie?
yeah.
Good movie.
You got Michael Biehn out of it.
It's weird. It's a 1992 action movie starring Michael Biehn.
Is it worth my time?
Maybe Tank will do a podcast about Michael Biehn one day.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like
if it's worth your
Beancast.
time, but
I'm
it's
really
weird.
bored on a Sunday
If you're
afternoon.
really bored on a Sunday afternoon, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like you
Beancast.
have like 2 months of movies to watch just from the couple conversations
know.
today. I think we all do. So.
All right, guys, we're starting to wind this thing down. So we're getting into this 2018, 2021, 2022 executive producer and composer for Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. I got feelings about this trilogy, guys, and they're not great.
Same. I hate it.
I defend the first one. I think the first one is pretty good.
I'm with you. It's okay.
I enjoyed it. The scariest part of that movie for me is when those like two like true crime podcasters go and visit him in the asylum, and I was like, oh fuck, this movie's gonna revolve around these two people. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and like thankfully they get murdered immediately. I don't know. I defend the first one at least. I think the second one is the worst kills. Because I rewatched Halloween Ends, and I think I hated it at first because it wasn't what I wanted it to be, and I already came in, I walked out with a negative feeling. I'm just like, fuck, this wasn't what I wanted. So then I watched it again without having that feeling, and I honestly kind of like is it Corey is the name of the kid?
I haven't seen
in Halloween Ends. I kind of like the Corey part, honestly. I mean, it's just the fact, like, you just need to get rid of Michael Myers immediately, have the movie be about Corey or about Michael Myers. You can't have both. And so, like, the first half is Corey slowly transforming, trying to take over Michael Myers and get the power from him. You just need to get rid of Michael Myers immediately or get rid of Corey immediately.
Yes.
You had Rob Zombie take a shot at the Halloween franchise, and I don't think that this new trilogy needed to exist at all.
Oh no, it was completely
like
necessary.
that being said, when the first one came out, I saw it in theaters. Did I hate it? Not really. It wasn't nearly as good as Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I was like, okay, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Halloween Kills on a plane coming back from California, and
probably the best way to watch it.
Yeah, boy, am I glad I did that because it was horrendous. It's a terrible movie.
I've never seen any of the new three.
Don't. Yeah, just avoid it.
You're pretty clear. Yeah, stay away.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was
so unfortunate, that the same team is doing The Exorcist Believer.
Fucking that dog shit.
Like, I don't want to hear why. Stop it. Just stop it.
Stop it.
No, it's just again, Halloween. It's not. I enjoyed the original movies. Like I said, they're not like my favorite slashers or anything like that. But just by the trailers, I was kind of like, I don't think this is for me. Like, and that's fine. Not everything needs to be for me. And if people enjoy it, that's great. And we're in a weird time too, where these companies have to keep making these movies just to keep the IP. Mm-hmm. And so,
which actually they just lost the IP. A24 now owns the rights to Halloween.
Do they?
So we're going to be getting probably soon an A24 Halloween.
What I want to see though is the traditional idea that Carpenter had.
Do the anthology. Yeah,
do an anthology.
Yeah.
And like again, like I would love it if they were like, you know what, we're gonna do like the Mask scene again. Like we're gonna redo that somehow or reacquaint it or bring it in some other form. Maybe we're doing the after effect of what happened, 40 years ago and whatever. Mm-hmm. Step away from the Michael Myers scene for a while. It would be interesting to see somebody actually have the brazen and the balls to do that. Like,
you got me in the seat of the theater at least. You do something different. You got me at least.
Yeah, the first Halloween 2018, it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was just like, it's cool. Like, it didn't offend me. I was like, you know what? It's not shitting all over what it was. It's not offensive, but it's also not breaking new ground.
It's better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yes.
With Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah,
I think it's better than that.
That's a
but
pretty
it's
fucking
not
low
as good.
bar.
Yeah, but it's not as good as the Friday the 13th 2009 remake.
Yeah.
I don't even think I could finish the trailer.
Or the 2006 Texas Chainsaw remake is better than Halloween 2018.
Was that the one with
Jessica
Arlie
Biel.
Ermey.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then
Arlie
Arlie
Ermey,
Ermey.
yeah, I think
I think that's what
That's-
kind of got that over the finish line for me. Because if you put Arlie Ermey in anything, I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I
If
think
If
that
you got
movie's
Jessica
great.
Alba in those shorts, I'm gonna
Yeah,
like it.
that's
So
true.
there's
Yeah.
a couple shots. Let's just say,
That's true.
ingrained in my brain for 20-something years. So
Yeah, so I wasn't really offended by like the first Halloween movie they did, and in Halloween Kills, they dropped that fucking sick ass trailer where it's like him coming out of the house fighting the firefighters, and that is really like the coolest thing that's happened out of this entire trilogy
Lo and behold.
is that scene. But after that, Halloween 2, Halloween Kills sucks. That movie sucks my dick. I fucking hate everything in that movie. I fucking hate the whole thing of like the town is. What is it, like murder?
Mob. That
Yeah,
goes
the
to-
mob. And it's like
goes to kill him, and then they just chase a random hospital patient the whole time.
that looks nothing
And
like
causes
him.
Yeah.
to kill himself.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's like literally wearing a hospital gown, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And it's Anthony Michael Hall playing Tommy Doyle.
Yeah.
All grown up, and he just leads the charge. And you're
Yeah.
like, wow, you suck.
Yeah. And I
You remember
forget-
that character? Not really.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And what is it? It's like they keep yelling something like something dies tonight, like
Evil dies
evil
tonight.
dies tonight.
Evil
They keep
dies.
chanting that, and yeah, and when they're chasing like the mental patient guy, it sucks because it's like Michael Myers, he's basically a fucking NFL tight end. He's like 6'5", 250, and they're chasing a guy who's like 5'7", like 240, and it's not
Fat
muscle.
and stubby. Like,
Yeah,
he
that
really is.
clearly isn't the guy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they drive him to suicide. I'm like, I think the mob should have had something. They do have something coming to them at the end, which is also very stupid because that's when they start to really, at the end, he's like evil lives and stuff like that. Like they pretty much got Michael Myers on the ropes. Like he's pretty much beaten to death, and somehow he just fucking like Hulkamania runs wild, gets
Yeah,
up, and
yeah,
just
exactly.
murders everybody as if nothing had happened to him.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yes.
which
So
also
dumb.
like breaks the whole thing where of like, is Michael Myers a man or is he supernatural? And they just basically confirm it right there. And then they give us fucking Halloween Ends, and it's more dog shit. It's just terrible. I fucking hate this trilogy.
Like
Fuck
everybody
this
likes to
trilogy.
shit on Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and that movie is infinitely better
Yeah.
than any of the 3 new ones.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 scenes from 1 and 2, or from Halloween Kills that I do. Again, the firefighter scene I think is amazing.
Best scene in the franchise.
But that's 5 minutes of 6 hours.
Well, that trilogy. Sorry, not franchise.
All right. One more quick tidbit here about John Carpenter before we put this thing down. John Carpenter's a huge gamer. Did you guys know this?
You were the one who told me about that. He has like his own Twitch channel.
Not before today.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. He started playing Sonic the Hedgehog back in the early 90s and got hooked. And currently he is playing Fallout 76, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Destiny 2.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, John Carpenter is way into all sorts of video games.
And like, is he like a full like Twitch channel? You actually like see him like in the gaming chair playing the game, or is it just full screen, just him playing?
I don't know if you get to see him or not. I've just read an
I wanna
interview.
check it out,
I've just
though.
like read in interviews where like people talk to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really into this." Like he's like, "I just really enjoy these games."
What a man.
enjoying retirement.
Got to
Yeah.
meet him one time. I guess we haven't even
What
talked
was
about
that like?
Really?
Hell yeah!
It was
Fucking
very
cool.
brief. It was brief. I'm not gonna like say that it was like this crazy, amazing experience. But it was at a Horror Hound in Cincinnati.
Oh.
And he showed up, and he had his own room and everything, just like Bruce Campbell always has his own room. My wife has met him too, and she said she waited for like 6 hours to meet him.
Holy
I want to
shit.
say.
God damn.
That's a
I
fucking
feel like
day.
that maybe 3 hours, maybe half that. I waited for like 30 minutes, and it was pretty great. I walked up, and I had I have Halloween on VHS, and I had him sign it, but I kind of
Fucking
slid
cool.
it in front of him, and he was just like, "Oh my God, where'd you find this?" And I was like, "Funny enough, I found it at a convention, and it already had Nick Castle's signature on it as well, so he just
Oh.
gave it a quick scribble and just kind of thanks for coming through. It's very, very, very quick, brief interaction, but like still, got to meet him, got to see him in person. That
Nice.
was probably, gosh, what is it, 2023? That was probably
Yes.
back in more like 2016, 2017 ish. But it was cool, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, cool dude.
Now
be
you like a
awesome.
physical thing with a signature on it now.
Yeah,
too.
that's
something
also
that will
very
outlive
cool.
us. That's awesome.
It's not personalized. Not that I'm ever gonna sell it for profit, but like it's not. It's cool. I'm gonna pass it down to future.
So it's gonna
We'll
outlive
pass it
us,
down
man.
to future eBay shoppers.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it down. Keep it and give it to my nieces and nephews and stuff. But yeah, cool dude, John Carpenter.
Jealous.
Nice. Well, look, guys, I don't know if there's really a specific way to land this plane. I guess just final thoughts on John Carpenter for you.
Great director. I've enjoyed most of his movies, and apparently I am marked safe from the dog shit movies that I've never seen, like Escape from LA and Vampire. So if that's good, I'm maybe one day just to watch him, just so I said I've watched him, and probably I'm a bit of a completionist too. Like I like to try to watch every work done by a certain director, just to really say that I did it. And it's for me, really, not for really anybody else. And like going up to bars, like, hey, watched all John Carpenter's movies.
Yeah.
But
Is that like your
that's like pickup line.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like your version of be like,
have sex with me, please.
I've been Street 15. I've been Street 15, and I've seen all John Carpenter's movies.
John Carpenter movies. But yeah, love him to death. I hope he stays healthy for a very long time. So I'll be very sad when I see the day he dies.
I will be bummed as well. Zach, how about you, man?
I'm not gonna like pretend like Carpenter's my favorite director or anything like that, but I do think he is extremely iconic, super influential. I mean, like we said earlier, I do think The Thing is a perfect 10 out of 10 movie. It's cinema, just like it's certified platinum. It's just that good. I think all of his movies benefit from his score. We didn't even talk about, which I can't because I haven't seen them, but he's also got Village of the Damned, which is The Ward, I believe, was the last movie is the last movie he's directed up to this point. I think if you look on IMDb, he maybe has some sort of like project, maybe an anthology
like a
type
TV
project
show,
coming
I
out.
think.
It's like the reality bits, like reality, quote unquote, of like reenactments of some kind of thing. It's on like one of the streaming things. It actually, I think, came out this last week.
Okay.
Maybe on the
nice.
13th. Yeah.
So he's not gone. He's still here. He's still doing the thing. I would say that I probably like more of his movies than I dislike, and that's always I'd say that's a mark of a good director.
Nice. Jaimie, your thoughts?
I think, first thing is, as with anything that you're into, how lucky are you to live in a time where you can enjoy it? Like, this person put their efforts and creative measure into something, and we're lucky enough to exist in a time that we can go back and enjoy them. We can go back and enjoy the movies that influenced him, and we can hopefully live long enough to enjoy the movies of people he's influenced. And as creatives, and everybody's creative in some form or frame, that's a great thing to take from legacy and then leave a legacy. And that's what John Carpenter's done. And we're just appreciative of him.
Yeah. I'm going to say Carpenter's my favorite director of all time as far as horror goes.
Who is your favorite director, Tank? Just curious.
Honestly, I mean, it's him or Scorsese, and I know I sound like a basic bitch when I say this, but it is true.
He does make good movies. I mean, there's no argument.
Both make good stuff. I think I might like Carpenter just a little bit because it's a little bit more outside the mainstream. It's a little bit weirder, and I've watched a lot of those movies again and again. I love the fact that everything is John Carpenter's and then the title of the movie.
Yes, for sure.
John Carpenter's
putting
Halloween.
his name on
John
it.
Carpenter's The Fog. John Carpenter's The Thing.
John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah. And again, just the score. That is another thing that really attracts me, that makes me love these films, is Carpenter's soundtrack, like this unique sound that you don't get in other films, and the tension that comes with it, and the way that he uses that, and he's thinking about that, where he's melding together the idea of like what you're hearing and what you're seeing, and putting those things together to cause tension, to cause you unrest, and to make you dial into the movie and see it. Hey man, I just love John Carpenter. I'm happy I've got to see a lot of his films, and I love him, and I'm happy that I got to spend a podcast with you guys talking about him, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Well, to finish it up, man, let's do a quick roundtable. Jaimie, where can they find you out online?
Jaimie_Filer.
Zach?
You can find me on Instagram at uncle_analog, and you can please check out Couple of Creeps _ and check out Couple of Creeps on YouTube.
You can find me on Instagram at beard_of_Pawl, Pawl.
Listener, find me at Neil to No One, and thank you for listening to What You Into. If you have a friend that's into John Carpenter, please share this episode with them. And if you know a friend that's into any of the past episodes, share those with them as well. Everything's evergreen. You can just kind of pick and choose, jump in where you want to, jump out where you want to. You don't have to worry about a certain date or time to come in and out of this podcast. It's just here, and it lives in the ether. Guys, thank you so much for coming on and doing the show. I really appreciate it. I had so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And listener, peace.
Hail Satan.